And look, Kyle, you fucking lied to me. You
That's
little
okay.
shit.
Look, you're better. Shut up. You're better if I tell you that it might do that. Because Arch is like, I'm gonna move to Typhon. I click on it might trigger a dialogue thing. He's like, shit. So he just hits the record button,
Maybe
panicking.
you didn't. If you could lie less, Kyle, just less,
It's
little
not
less, tiny
lying.
bit less, tiny bit. You know, I'm not asking for much. Just a little, you know, Kyling it down a little bit. You know.
Look, all I'm doing is
Moderation.
educating you on what might happen. Not saying that it is happening, just a
Yeah.
possibility that it could.
We need to go kill the Avatar because he has the multi-melta for the Dreadnought, and that thing is bullshit. And he's also got a Terminator armor, which, by the way, how the fuck do we repair Terminator armor?
We need the fucking Mechanicus guy on the ship.
Well, fucking go get him then, little boy.
Well, let's go get him. We gotta do missions to get him, you loser. Now hurry up. Yeah, loser.
You know, Kyle,
What's up?
I hope you don't die. I hope you live until the ripe old age where every moment is suffering.
Why, thank you. Likewise. Oh, we can suffer together. Oh, we'll be both being like fed through a tube, and we can make grunting noises. That'll be our communication. Let's go.
Once again, Kyle delves into gayetry.
It's
Hey,
not
cutscene.
gay.
It's a statue. It's a statue. Why is there a statue of a space marine on a fucking jungle planet?
Because the savages here built it. That's actually really retarded.
Yeah, but this isn't one of our recruiting worlds, is it? I thought our recruiting worlds is the desert shithole where brown people are, but none of us are brown.
This is the final mission from the Dawn of War 2. So that statue is actually signifying that we fought there before last time.
How the fuck did they have time to build this? Isn't this like a weekend later or something?
Look, this is the 40k universe. You should know that, Arch. They're not fucking smart. They're retarded. He's like,
I'll beat you.
Oh, but it's true. They are retarded.
Oh, God, those are Wraith Guards.
Hold on. This game just got fucking hella loud.
Good.
Turn it down. I can hear again.
That's good.
Oh, those are Wraith Guards. Those are painful. Oh, look, little giblets of fucking space
So,
marines.
why are your dudes glowing?
Because they're cool, okay? Bruh, just let it happen. Don't think about it.
It's
a good thing.
Kyle.
Oh,
You're turning evil.
Fine.
Shit.
I feel the spikes growing.
Right,
Do you
so
hear the voices too?
we do need to talk a little bit about the Project Veritas thing today. I'm like fucking. I don't know if I'm gonna make a video on it because I feel like Project Veritas are YouTubers, and if I make a video on it, I kind of feel bad. It's kind of the same thing as Astartes, but at the same time, it should be spread far and wide.
It should be, but the problem is Arch is he's too nice, and so I had to fucking. How long did it take us to convince you to make that fucking video for that stupid thing? He's
For Astartes? I think that took like a week.
Yeah, so we had to convince him for a week because he's like, it feels like I'm just stealing it. It's like you're not stealing it.
Yeah, but it does though. It really does. It's just like, I don't know. But the Veritas thing is a bit different because see, if I was still actually using my fucking Twitter account, which I just not. I fucking just use this.
Oh, but it's so fun though. There's so much cancer in there.
That's precisely why I don't. Like, if I still was using that, I'd just put it up there and I'd be happy. But I'm not so. And it really does need to be fucking spread because Jesus Christ, the social engineering shit that Google is doing. Oh Jesus.
It's good that we finally have proof because I think a lot of people knew this shit was going on, but now we finally caught them red-handed.
This needs to like if Senator Hayes, the guy who's introducing the bill to change the Safe Harbor Act, he needs to pick up on this and he needs to use this in basically his marketing. Just go like, look, they have no intentions of policing themselves.
They literally just said they had no intentions of giving a fuck about it.
That's 3 fucking Wraith Guards.
Look, 3, that's not enough to overwhelm the mighty Space Marine brothers.
No, speak for your fucking self. I'm running away. We're surrounded.
No, a Space Marine is never surrounded. He is only surrounded by the Emperor's faith.
Oh, that is still being surrounded, Kyle.
The Emperor will protect.
Okay.
See, you must roll.
Right, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna just go Bert.
Run away like a little bitch.
Okay, well I got one of them.
Stop fighting in battle.
That was a drawn-out fucking death sigh.
It's like he had constipation, you know? It was finally coming out as he dies. Like, oh, it's relieving. Oh, sadness, he's dead now.
I swear to God, this fucking Veritas thing, though. The problem with Full Veritas is nobody gives a shit about what they find. The mainstream media just ignores it,
Of course not.
buries it, and it just goes away. Because there's no political impetus to really push it. But again, fuck it, if Trump is smart, he needs to fucking get on this. This literally needs to be his 2020 just platform. Free speech, anti-corporation.
Well, not all anti-corporation, but you know what I mean. Not like the hippie stuff where it's like, no companies ever.
Oh no, but Silicon Valley, oh fuck, just
Silicon
break
Valley
that
is
shit
corrupt as
up.
sin. Yeah, no. That needs to be broken up and looked into, because that shit is fucking janky.
I'm suddenly way more, positively inclined towards Susan Shuki, whatever the fuck she is, Polak lady. Because she's apparently have been talking about breaking up Google, which I'm like, wow.
Oh, Warren?
No. Warren?
Is it? That's the one who thinks she's an Indian, right? I can't fucking remember.
Is that the one? No. Is it? I don't even fucking know.
See, she's still nutty.
See,
But
now I'm
sometimes
confused
crazy
too.
people can say decent things once in a while. It's possible. Freak accidents happen all the time.
Yeah, but Indians.
I don't remember if that's the actual person though. I just don't.
Me neither.
I do know there was somebody, because in that video, they're like, "Oh, I love this lady to death, but she's ignorant. She doesn't understand her." Righteous gods.
And her argument for that is basically that the big companies need to socially engineer stuff.
It's
By
like,
the way, we need to go
bitch.
up to that fucking statue because it's important. See,
It's like, I want to touch it.
I love how they define it though, because it's like it's the fucking wordplay. Like, yes, our definition of fair is different from everybody else's, and the best part is,
exercise caution lest we destroy it in battle.
Oh, the Tomb of Everest.
oh
The guy died.
shit, we're not supposed to kill. Fuck, Kyle, don't throw anything bad up there.
I mean, my guy's got a fucking rocket
Yes,
launcher. What do you
make him go away. Make him go away.
away.
So this wasn't why we fought, you lying little slut shit. I need to not do the AoE there.
Yeah, no, but we were on this hill at one point.
No,
The
no,
map
no.
is
This is somewhere else, Carlos. This is somewhere else, Carlos, because this is the tomb of Ibong Dong, the Great Dong of Chapter. He was famed for having the largest member in the entire Blood Ravens, which he stole from a White Scar, apparently, or
Damn.
Salamander. We don't know.
He just fucking cut his penis off. He's like, nice, I'll just add this to my fucking collection. He's General Grievous, but with penises. That's terrible. But
To
it's
be
also
fair,
kinda fun.
lightsabers are basically penises.
They're big glowy penises, though. Oh, Darth Maul has a double-sided penis. It's kind of fucking weird.
The ridiculous part is though, like Trump launched on a campaign of being the anti-political party candidate. Like he was the guy who wasn't with the elites. He should
Yep,
probably
an
just
outsider.
continue with that, but he should pivot a bit because there is a point in that he's no longer a political outsider. I still don't think he's part of the elites. The elites still fucking hate
Oh,
his
like the
ass.
rhinos. Yeah, no, you're thinking of the rhino Republicans. Yeah, no, they fucking despise him.
Oh, not
They
even
will
that, but
never
just
like him.
the established political elite. He's not one of them. He's not in the club.
Oh, he'll never be one of them because he didn't go through the channels they had to. It's like
Precisely.
Napoleon when he tried to be one of the elites, The monarchists never wanted him to be an elite. They're like, no, you're not perfect. Oh. And the Bourbons didn't they get back? Whatever, same thing.
Yeah, but he is now part of politics. You know, he is a politician. So I think that if he runs on the same kind of platform of being anti-establishment, it'll sound a little bit hollow, because he definitely has been playing politics to get what he wants. But, you know, that's not a negative comment on him either. He has to play politics. But I think if he really wants to garner that same kind of buzz, basically, that same kind of credit as an outsider, this time he should put himself up as anti the corporations, the Silicon Valley ones particularly, because they really are the super corporations of today. Like, these huge fucking entities with ridiculous quantities of money and political interest. Like, they use that money to shape politics.
Cyberpunk is now Arch. It's happening.
Honestly, with fucking the half, they're not even real. I hate calling Libra a cryptocurrency because it isn't a cryptocurrency, but you know, they call it a cryptocurrency, and it's a nice stick to beat them with. So, I mean, sure.
I mean, cryptocurrencies, they're weird. I don't know enough about them to really comment without being like, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Because I have no idea what I'm talking about. It's money on the internet. That is the extent of my knowledge. I've never looked into it.
Oh. So, cryptocurrency, basically, view it's a form of data, obviously. And I'm going to be overly simplifying shit now, so, you know, if you know about cryptocurrency, this is going to sound stupid, but... it's a data which has an artificial scarcity built into the code. Like, it isn't infinite. Once you have one cryptocurrency, like one Bitcoin, that blockchain, once it makes the second Bitcoin, will require more data, basically. That's not really a correct term, but, you know, you get the gist, if I could call it that.
So it's basically... I generally get the idea. It's internet currency with data.
But the very important part is, due to the fact that each Bitcoin requires a bit more of this, you know, fantasy bullshit thing, this is what gives it value. Because there is a theoretical limit to the amount of Bitcoin you can have. And, see, you remember maybe back in a couple of years ago, when Bitcoin took off in the mainstream media and people were buying graphic cards to mine it?
Yep.
That dunked the value.
Na, sikerült kifarmolnom egy olyan eventet, ahol nem jön Cyberpunk köcsög modellship, elpusztatlan dögökkel. Viszont jön supply run, ami felupgrade-eli a bázist Fortress-szé. Erre viszont szükség. Az meg, és elfelejtettem berakni a robotot. Kurva életben.
But Libra isn't that. Libra is based upon real life money. And so it isn't based on that blockchain technology, which is why it isn't really cryptocurrency. Ow!
Oh my god. That's kind of horrifying.
Fucking hell!
Okay, they weren't that tough, actually.
No, but Jesus Christ, that hurts.
I bet there's...
Oh, Jesus.
What? You're not here. I'm not supposed to be here.
That looks bad.
Ezt most hallom.
But yeah, since it's based on real currency, it's not the same thing. And the other thing, too, is... Facebook and everyone's like, oh, yes, this will be more
really?
because it's based on real currency, real
outside.
value. I don't think they've ever mentioned what value, how much value, and, you know, how that value will be measured, or how, if anybody will have any influence on it. Like,
this job's yours.
The idea is there'll be like 7
hey, you're the new mailman. Look, I need you to go over this.
Swiss monkey.
I gotta go stand outside and wait for you to help me there too.
And
bye.
Then the value of Libra will be $7 million. But we really only have.
Look, I don't know who you are. If you think
On with this mail. I
because
hate
nobody
all
can actually
mail.
look into the Swiss banking system. What? Thule
$1 for
died
me.
over there
Oh!
with nothing. I pressed the repair button and Thule died.
What's wrong with you? You can't go around treating women like that.
俺は真の男女平等を願う者。
Fucking
都合のいい時だけ女の権利を主張し、都合の悪い時は男のくせにとか言っちゃう輩は許さない人間だ。
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Az a konosubából van amúgy.
I literally just clicked Ancient Defender to heal him, and then he died.
Again?
No, I not again, but
You
it's
don't
dead.
have a
There's
weapon.
nothing over there. This game is starting to show its fucking age.
Not as
Flap out.
I'm
I'm a
going
little
to the
bug.
tavern.
Oh no, that might be it. Okay, yeah, yeah. So the avatar has an infinite range attack.
Oh, that's love.
Yeah, I just saw the fucking circle that exploded and it's right. That makes sense. Not really,
Do not
but maybe.
Mucho awesome. Oh, wait till we get to the Nurgle one. This because massive health pools are fun and engaging.
Fun and engaging
no.
gameplay. Just whack at it until it doesn't die.
I remember that boss battle just running in a circle on Primark. Oh, Primark was the worst. It's literally cancer. Fuck that shit. That shortage, we're listening. I've got better things to do than run in circles. Shooting a fat faggot chasing me.
Maybe you should play on Primark.
No.
Why not?
You play
What
Primark.
possible excuse could you have?
You know damn well. You know.
Yeah, my time is too precious.
Little faggot.
Uh-oh.
Wakey, wakey, little man, it's me!
Your Bert.
Your sidekick, friend Ryan.
Try to grab you.
Lincoln Boat, the dynamic duo. Ready to stop whatever danger faces us and...
Oh god, Thule, run. See, I love Thule, because most of the time he
So,
can live for
how's about we head
or he
over
can
to the
just hit
Forsaken
air
Force?
and really tank
I
shit
mean,
for
we gotta
ages.
take down Ganondorf,
But
save
against
the world
bosses like
together,
this, where
right?
it's just like, yes, you need to dodge all of their telegraphs, otherwise you just go away. Fuck.
Through the door.
Fuck through. That's what
I don't know what I'm doing here.
I made it safe.
Well, see ya.
Well,
Be dead.
it's dying. Look at that. Molten ass buttocks.
What's wrong with you? You can't treat a lady that way.
真の男女平
I
等
don't
に
know.
都合のいい時だけ女の権利を主張し、都合の悪い時は男のくせにとか言っちゃう輩は許さない人間だ。
That way lies damnation.
Correct. Do not mistake feminism for women's right advocacy. I am entirely with you there, Captain.
That's a bit.
Where are we?
We've hunted down. What is this?
All right then. Let's go defeat that coffee throwing dude.
We blood ravens just steal them anyways. They have like a box full of them.
There's literally a room on our ship just filled with avatar skulls, just tossing in the pod.
One of the Space Marines said, "Oh, sorry, Chapter Master's like, we have plenty more."
They hear the Eldar. That's why the Eldar keeps fucking.
How did you get in here?
From them over the years.
Roaches,
Like, just give it back.
This is-
Stop. Like, no.
My goodness.
screw it, I'm out of this day and age. I can't afford to get cancelled on social media, Link!
The poor Blood Dragon just looks at the
Damn it.
Eldar and
I knew
goes,
it.
give back, opens book. No,
Think.
no,
For
no
what's
word
in-
vocabulary.
Oh, hey, man,
I
welcome.
have take, but
Check
I've never heard of this.
You.
Give.
Cool.
There is no give. It's like the.
I know we
God,
got
It's
it.
like the George R. R. Martin quote, you know.
I think Ganondorf is a fart, and I wish Hyrule would flush him like the turd he is!
Goddamn blood raven.
Did you change me while I'm sleeping or something?
Oh, that was...
Let's see. White shit.
All right, I still don't know what's going on, but let's beat this dude
Melee,
together.
yeah, that might be your melee character. Dead as Tomb. David's Tomb.
Cannot be knocked back. That does sound quite nice. Now, I don't like putting armor on Force Commander because and the Iron Halo is basically what keeps me alive.
Még jó, hogy nem ismerem a játékot.
Zeldát?
Armor rating
Csak
goes up
hallottam
by
arról.
2, which is
Mi?
pathetic, and I have the
Csak hallottam
exact
az
same-
Zeldáról.
Hát hallottam róla, de hál' Istennek nem ismerem. Tehát
Actually, I have 40 hit.
Ez amit néztél, ez az, hogy kell speedrunolni.
No.
Not feeling it.
rájöttem, elolvastam a címét, tehát
Thaddeus might. See, Thaddeus. I mean, the health increases not much.
én sem most jöttem a 6-os falvédővel.
Vanguard veterans. More zeal and veteran equipped to understand those submarines.
De mi a, ha én azzal jöttem?
Help running his partner battles restoring some of their health. Okay, right. So I need to get him.
A 620-as a legjobb falvédő a játékban.
I feel like we had a teleport pack. In
Jó van.
On Dawn of War 2 we did. And we sold it.
No, that wasn't the because that was the Force Commander one. I think there's this special one for these fucks.
Maybe.
Because I swear to God, I
remember.
seem to remember it said like Force Commander, basically. I mean, until I get the teleporter, it's not really worth it.
Én nem szálltam le. Mindig elfejtek leszállni az embereimmel.
Just keep it
Amúgy
around.
a videó egy-két részét áthallottam.
Look at all those.
Erre rájöttem.
Intentional?
Put all these put some of these characters in Dawn of War 3. Poor fucking Jonah. He's like, I'm a character. It's like, not anymore, boy.
Not exactly.
He's like,
Not justice.
Tehát amikor mondtad, hogy ez egyébként a Konoszubában van, azt úgy leesett, hogy hallhattad, hogy miről van szó, ha egyszer tudtad, hogy honnan való.
Yeah, almost made me think
Ugye?
Blood Angels Blood Raven
ugye?
would be mixture of browns. You'd have some whites in there though, because the Hive Wolf.
Yeah. We should be
It would be a fairly mixed chapter, if I had to guess.
mutts.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
chapter
mutts.
insignia shouldn't be a raven, it should be a mutt.
It's a mutt, and it's also got like a little fucking Romanian flag on it, because they steal shit.
Yep. That'd be more historically accurate. I would prefer
They
that
switch
version of the
sides
Blood Ravens.
whenever convenient. They did that in Dawn of War 3. They switched sides from the Imperium and worked with the Eldar North instead. Does writing.
Dangerous shits.
Yeah, they are Romanian, just like the Romanians did in real life. Fucking treasonous little gits. They're like, we're Russian now. They can't make up their mind.
Oh, hey! It's Martellus. He will give us the things we need to repair stuff. Yay! The Tech Marine was one of those... The hero system in Dawn of War 3, I kind of liked the idea of calling in heroes. I like that, because it gave you some flexibility.
Hát tök a végén vagyok ennek a szerencsét a játéknak.
Expected the knight.
Tudtad, hogy 220 óra elnyomom ezt a
Army
kampányt?
you have there. It would be a shame if somebody were to
Yeah.
use one ability on
És
it.
ezt úgy nyomom 220 óráig, hogy visszalódolom, hogy idős spóroljak, tudod, hogy ne kell új embereket felhúzni.
The weapons in 40k's universe.
Elég gyorsan tudok haladni, mert ugye könnyire van állítva a
The
játék.
power creep is insane in this universe.
És
Like, honestly,
az alapjátékot már nagyon jól ismerem,
fine
úgyhogy
with having, like...
nem igazán vesztek időt
the
azzal, hogy mit
Rainblade is
kéne.
already an example of that. Like, the Rainblade was fine.
És így is
So, a knight could work, but
220
what
óra
you really
elnyomom.
need to do is...
Ez
you
a
need
mod, ez
to-
egyszerűen
if you're gonna
brutálisan
call in
nagy.
a knight,
Rengeteg
that should be
bennem,
use. Like, you get one.
őrületesen
Like the
megnövelik
King's
a
Knight
játékig.
Company of Heroes.
Nem mintha bánnám, mert jó dolgok vannak benne.
Should be really difficult to kill, but
Az elején még nem éreztem a hatását, de
and it should matter.
rájöttem, hogy az eleje azért ilyen szar, mert
Oh god, company.
a játék végére van kibalanszolva a játék, de azt hiszem, erről már meséltem.
Still haven't played it now.
Hát, itt volt szó valami olyasmiről.
Tehát a játék végére vannak kibalanszolva a dolgok, az AI, a fegyverek, meg minden. Ezért a játék elénél hülyén néz ki, de a játék végén tökéletesen össze van rakva. Meg szerintem, hogyha a legnehezebb nehézségi szinten mennék, akkor nem lenne gond, mert mondták, hogy arra van balanszolva. És mivel a játék vég olyan nehéz, mint mondjuk a nehéznek az eleje, ezért valószínű, hogy a nehéznek az eleje ugyanolyan jó lenne, mint a nehéznek a vége, mint ahogy a könnyűnek is a vége. Tehát gyakorlatilag a játék jól meg van csinálva, csak hát a könnyű nyomod, akkor más élményt kapsz. Én könnyen akartam nyomni, meg semmiképp sájra menem, mert tudtam, hogy bugos. Hát olyanok vannak, hogy lefagy a játék 7 kör között. Ugye ilyen benézel ilyen hogy nem tudsz odalépni. Meg, ha legelőször játszol el, jó az Iron Man. De ha már nyomtad több száz órája, akkor nem ajánlok. Már semmi újat nem. Már emberre válogatja.
This is average. This is nothing special, but it's not bad either. You build a lot of units, you spam at each other, you have these big, dumb battles.
Oh god. See, early game is kind of like interesting, then mid game is like, oh, it's getting a little boring. And then late game you're like, oh god, it's just spam whatever has the most HP and doesn't do knockback, it can't be knocked back like tanks. You just see an utter disappearance of any other unit type on the battlefield. It's just straight up Predator tank, straight up this mass spam, you know, and then mass counter spam. It was like,
you know, the early games was actually, it definitely wasn't great, but it was reminiscent of what we have had. And so, you know, it was the soul light in the darkness, basically. But the moment you got into the, there barely was a mid-game.
Meg volt olyan is, hogy egyszerűen ráléptem valamire a játékon. Játékban valami tereptárgyra, és egyszerűen megállt a játék. Szó szerint nem lehetett odalépni.
Yeah, like the escalation mechanic was a good idea in theory, but not one that played out at all that well. Because it made the units utterly pointless. Select them. Oh, we're supposed to upgrade it. Cool, okay. Kill the orcs, Kyle. What are you doing? Why are you doing this to me, Kyle?
I'm trying to get Abatus to move, but he's stuck. I think he has to stay there for whatever reason.
What the fuck was I on about before I was interrupted by the orcs and Kyle's incompetence? Shit.
Shut up. Now.
Fuck, what was it?
You were gonna give me
No.
Silly me.
Alright, yes. So, when you got that many points, there was no point in maintaining units anymore. At that point, because everything was so utterly fucking retarded. And that meant that the only thing...
Ott beálltam az UFO bejárat elé, mivel nem kell semmilyen egység belőle, amit el kéne kapnom. Az UFO, csak el kell puszni. Szó szerint csak szétlővom az egészet a pába.
Ja, láttam.
Ja, nézed?
Hát gondoltam, megnézem, hogy mi van.
Was just build tanks and devastators, and that would be your army. And as long as you kept building tanks, devastators, and then occasionally if you were feeling sassy, like if you were feeling, yeah, I can waste a few resources on something that goes like pretty wish.
Olyan gyorsan ideértem, hogy még nem kellett ki.
They were like, okay, our
A gépnek még lőni sem volt ideje. Megláttam azonnal, nyitottam.
You know, there is a difference between shaving and cutting off your...
De ha ide bejövök, ezt tudom lőni.
Nem férsz be a robottal.
De be tud menni a robot. Az a baj, hogy bent túl sok van, akadály, ez szétlövi magát. Belelő a falba, aztán. Nagyon jó a sebes. Ez robotok ellen jó. És robot. Ja, túl nagy a füst oda bent, nem tudok rálőni. Viszont ezzel szerintem be tudok oda lőni.
What are you doing out of this? Yeah, I'm standing around up here.
Szerintem megöli.
I'm pretty sure
I've ordered
you've
him to
just
retreat.
forgotten how to play the game. That's what I think.
I mean, I pressed the fall back button, I pressed the move button.
Aj másik.
I would prefer to stay back here because I'm safe. He's basically a coward.
I mean, something wrong.
Kövkörbe belevőbb a robottal.
You know what's funny is I realized that they don't actually have like a rotate animation for the Space Marine models for whatever reason. Maybe it's because the armor doesn't really actually allow for that too much. So they just like fucking like shimmy their way like. Like,
Wow.
fucking push me over. I'll be super upset.
Nem lehet belépni, aztán ott megdurontani a csávot, tehát...
De csak tele van füsttel, és ha csak egy kockával messzebb áll, már nem találom el. Meg ezt a hajót akarom foglalni, azt hiszem kargósítani még nincsen.
Oh shit, tank buster, that's what's hurting me. Okay. No, the first commander should be able to get it. Just...
Modern ship, torpedo, heavy, battle. De van kargósítani. Akkor nem jövök. 3 extreme controlt ad, akkor elfoglalom simán. Tök sok. Mondjuk robotok vannak ott.
See, it might look like cancer, but it is really good at what it does.
Fehér kutya nincs ott, az a lényeg, tehát nincs ott kapitány.
Mind, I guess? Don't mind.
Mivel nincs ott kapitány, ezért nem gázüles. Elég kicsi hajó és 3 extreme engine-t ad, az kurva jó. Nagyon sok. 3 kell gyakorlatilag a mindenhez. Azt hiszem semmihez nem kell 4 darab. Még a legdurákhoz is csak 3 kell. Azt jelenti, hogy ezzel tudnék építeni egyet. Ja, néha olyan van, ez megint nem működne Iron Man-be, hogy vannak ezek a kapszulák, és valahogy a kapszula úgy spawnol le, hogy a robottal nem tudok kimenni, mert nincs 3 ajtó egymás mellett. Kell neki a 3 ajtónyi hely. És volt már olyan, hogy úgy állt be a kapszula, hogy nem tudtam egyszerűen kimenni a robottal, beszorult. Max annyit lehetett, hogy a rakétával kilövök egyet, mert ezzel ilyen kis helyen nem lőhetek, mert megöli magát. És hát ott is meg vagy lőve, hogy gondolj a rakétát, mikor minden lövés számít. Hogy ilyenekre lősz rakétát, az felejtés. Meg ezen ki se tud sétálni, ki kell nyitni, mert ez túl erős az a fal. Kibír egy fullos rakétát. De nem fullos rakétát nem, de ezért egy minigun tárat szerintem. De elég erős az a lényeg.
Well, I mean, he's doing a good job with that Chaos Dreadnought, so fuck it.
Ha lehet itt kéne vele kimenni.
Do a little smishy smush, there you go, good boy. I'll make all of them go away. Then you kill the doggo. Let's make Pokemon in the middle of all of this. There we go. Right, heroic last stand here, yes, but not actually last stand. We will survive.
Sokkal tágasabb.
La 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 la.
Oh my god, kill that fucking tank. There we go. Oh, it's a stinky
Smash,
boy.
right, P-Dodge. Oh my god. Eat a Nurgle. Look at him. Stinky boy.
Stinky boy.
He smells just like my great-grandmother's underpants.
That's pretty bad.
The smell of 94.
De jó ezt megtalál. Ez a legdurvább ellenfél az egész játékban. Nagyon gyors, és kurva nagy területen szupresszál. Állom. Szerencsére könnyű. Ha megtalálod.
Oh, I can move fucking avatars again. Oh, thank Jesus.
Thank Jesus.
Yes, Jesus.
Fuck, generators are dead. Kyle, you've lost all of the generators. How could you?
Look, Mister,
Realize.
I couldn't move half of this for half the fucking game.
And that is your fault, boy. By the way,
Bazd
those
meg!
clouds are gonna kill everything in the
Ez a
universe.
füst szar, mert alig látok át rajta. Lecsökkenti lövésemet.
Ah, the call-in system, the special power system bullshit. I
Ez
remember
az
those
átudtam.
clouds in particular. Some armies were just, it was useless against
Azt
some
le tudta
enemies,
lőni a pajzsot.
but against Tyranids that went for little one spam, for example, it was just like, hi, you're dead. I'm gonna put this in your base. What are
Ezzel
you gonna
kéne
do?
kinyerni.
Die? Right then.
GG, no re.
Well, there was much reading after that. Like placing spore mines on enemies' retreat paths. That also was a real fucking man of.
Ó, elbasztam.
That was lovely.
Sokat léptem
Before
vele.
they nerfed them, they would just destroy your team squads.
Elba.
Great. Right. Does the smell affect?
Látod a füstöt rakom köré, szinte
Do you
lehetett
even have a nose
letalálni.
anymore?
Esélytem.
I'm sure there's some bullshit reason as to why it does.
De nem csak bálok ide.
Oh, look,
Betankolom,
look,
aztán bálok innen.
yes, the Blood Ravens just picked that up. I'm like, oh, go take it back with me. Oh my god.
I mean, this is clearly not like we've cared previously.
Jó helyreálltam baszki egy heavy tank elé. Jó lesz. Szeressük.
Ah, you see, Tarkus, it started when a demon shoved its screaming.
Ja, biztos jót fog tenni az egészségednek.
And then I survived.
Az az, hogy semmi védelm nincs, tehát ez totál telibe fogja lőni azt is, meg... Bassza meg! Utálom, hogy csak úgy félre kattintod, azt ellövi a tárát.
Right, well, I feel
Ez
honored
kicsit sűrűbben fordul, mint gondoltam.
The
Mi miattad van?
It's like I picked it up though.
Ki van zárva, nekem semmi közöm hozzá.
Átfogom.
Play it right.
Akkor sincs semmi közöm hozzá.
Executed, and that should be the end of it. No, not the evil ending, not the good ending. Just the you fucked up, you dead.
Mindent tagad.
Talán a rakétás el odáig.
Says Gabriel Angelo.
Rakétás el odáig. A lövés. Ó,
Ah, yes. Ancient space culture.
1200.
We were required to identify the.
És ki se nyitotta a dobozt, király.
And of course.
Bár dobozva az, hogy ki fog nyílni, mert 10 alatt van, de... Passza. Ez nagyon jó volt.
We have control of my characters.
Imádom az ilyen snipe lövés.
I was aboard a Thunderhawk during the climactic battle of the Tyranids, were you?
Wait, you're telling me that the game we played before, you were there, and that's the part where you died, but they retconned you to be alive? It's like, fuck, we're gonna make a sequel. We need this cunt to be alive.
So, why didn't we come?
Kurva egy buftot lőtt.
Because we're space marines and we totally left him behind.
Meglehetősen.
Like, yeah, oh, that's right, you're
Pont
alive.
ez nem fog luftot lőni, mert ez gyakorlatilag gránátot tehát. És ráadásul egy propán tank mellett állt, ami be fog robbanni.
People shit.
Ja, azt láttam.
I was drinking my own piss.
Hát ez baszott meghalni.
Shit.
Ja. A gránát az jó, szedni ilyen kilométerekről valakit, de
Pristine. Good job.
single target,
Real tech.
hát ahol jó csak.
Now, I can't seem to give the plague spear to.
Az viszont majdnem mind betalált
This is
pedig.
the problem. Nobody can use it. Fuck.
Sadness, depression.
Requires corruption level 12. Oh shit. Right. Okay. We're gonna have to make Tarkus heretical just to do it. Just to do it.
You sick little bastard. He's like, well, my name is Art. Fucking little gun.
Hát ezt ablakon keresztül látom, csak de hát onnan be nem jövök. Csak bejövök ide.
Maybe not.
So, okay, only this. Huh. So Commander Power Axe, Perfect Evitas, Last Cannon, Cyrus Combat Shotgun, Jonah Force Weapon.
Kivéve aki nem.
Okay.
Esik.
Avatar.
Ezt azt hiszem, de csak egyszer jöttem ilyenbe. Arra a pajzsra nem lehet repülni, azt mindig el kell.
I guess we could use it on that.
A másik van.
Power axe, hammer, and shield. We do. No, we don't have a hammer. Fuck, we don't have anything. Well, we'll wait until we get our
Adni neki.
upgraded gear, I suppose. So,
Hold on, I got stuff I gotta put on.
did he fix the Terminator armor? He did, didn't he?
Yes, he did. That he fucking did.
So, what discipline? Only skill.
Átlősz a pajzson, mert stun.
Yeah, neither of
Az
them
lófasz.
are good. I mean, I
Érdekel.
guess.
Na ezt figyelj, szuper ez. Látod? Kilométerekről
Put one on Avatis though, because we don't
100% szuper ez. Tehát, és gondolj be, a házban szinte bárkit le tudnél szuperszelni a belőle valahol a középre. Olykor 4-5 emberemet is kiszedi egy körre. Legszarabb egység.
Come on, why?
You can't use these weapons. Why?
Hát te durván rábaszták.
Shut your mouth. So, how do I give him the donate to receive unique item? Okay, so we've got Abatus there.
Meghalt a picsába.
Do that. That should give us an assault.
A mozgásban van.
Yes, it did. And a good one
Van egy
too.
valahol egy rakat.
20% melee damage.
Valaki? Most kövkörben van kinyitva.
Well, I mean, technically, not a bad idea necessarily. Derp. Commander Power Armor Teleporter.
Valaki oda tudna?
Charker's Power Armor, Pure Seal, Thaddeus Power Armor. So, okay, so I need a teleport. So I'm gonna put
Rádobok egy gránátot.
there on me, and then I'm gonna do that, and that should give us a teleporter. Titan teleporter, usable by Force Commander. Yeah, so there is a unique teleporter, only for the Terminator armor.
Gosh. It is, but what can you do?
Thing is, the Terminator
That's
was
not
a
so
downgrade for the Force Commander, which is annoying. It was the same in the multiplayer too. You wouldn't use it because it wasn't very good.
Sad, but yeah, what can you fucking do? Not much.
Golden armor of the Custodes.
Hashtagged out.
Wow. Well, that's we even steal from the fucking Custodes. Sure.
Wow. That's great. Wouldn't be surprised if we actually have the Emperor in the back, but the real Emperor is just a fake plastic dummy.
Yes. I mean, it requires a certain degree of dedication to the Bloodraven Cree to steal from the fucking Custodes.
They're like, we'd steal from our own father. Fuck it. I mean,
We
considering how they wrote the
we would
books.
steal our father. Specifically. Precisely.
He's in a box
Ó,
somewhere.
itt az a köcsög, aki leszúrta. Előlem.
You know, the new initiates, when they become sergeant, the chapter master walks them through the reliquary. It's like, yes, over there's the 762nd Avatar sword. Over there's the reliquary of Brother Tarkus's favorite dildo collection, and over there's the bone of the Emperor, and over there, just like casually.
Oh, I just like to imagine that the Custodians are protecting like a fucking plastic toy that's on a fucking golden throne. It's got a little fucking like, you know, receipt on it, or what do you call it, a tag, like to the toe or something. They don't know what it is.
In the possession of the Blood Ravens chapter.
Oh no, it's kind of great.
Hammer of Wrath.
Ez kicsi cargo supply-ban alig van harcos. Várjál, nem.
Poor Thaddeus, you just need a fucking teleporter. You need a teleporter so bad, my boy.
A Sonic fegyver volt, az páncélosok ellen nagyon erős. Pajzsos, meg a Reaperek ellen.
Donate to gain experience.
Ott vannak ám? Jó, be kell küldeni valami nagy robotot.
Got equipment and shit. Duel can use his weapons when
Tök jó úgy venni egy pályán, hogy nem tudod, hogy nem kell megvédeni semmit, mert nincs szükség arra, hogy elfoglald.
Cyrus, what the fuck? Right, away.
Minek mész annyira előre, ba meg?
And Jonah, we've maxed out your green, so...
A szög miatt.
His red does
Ha túl
that,
messziről lövök, akkor lehet,
his
hogy
yellow
őt eltalálja.
does things, and his purple does purple things.
Bedobok egy izét, ajándékcsomag.
As a mid-range, let's gain 6 knock down.
Rá is lövök. Szerencsére pont nem dobott rám füstöt, meg amerre lövök, az sincs előttem.
Ranged damage, probably. Sure.
Felnézünk.
Look, Martellus is telling us things. Ooh. Ooh.
Fognak a gránátosok?
Can you imagine?
No.
Like
Talán innen rá tudok lőni.
Wow.
Baszki, pont egy mozgás hiány.
So, Judgment of Carrion is all the way over there.
Azt a kurvákkal luftot.
It's gonna float off into space now.
Why didn't we notice that previously?
Ez már nagyon messze.
Because it magically appeared from the warp. Remember, when in doubt, the warp is like, hey, give it this.
We have access to all kinds of scanners and shit, and Martellus noticed this using a single radio tower on the planet.
It's called Deus Machina. Shut the fuck up. Don't question
Pont itt
it.
marad.
Just purchase and consume. Rare dinosaurs. I mean,
Felesünk.
basically dinosaurs.
Well, that's filthy and degenerate.
It just so spooky.
See, the Imperium really should just be invading these things and taking them over, because what a fucking awesome spaceship this would be. It's huge, you can't really blow it up, because it's, you know, the mountain.
But like, it's maybe huge, but it's like fucking broken. Like, look at it, it's all broken. You want to take forever to fix it.
Az jó, a civilek azok szinte mondják, hogy... De megmondják, hogy ki hol van.
Armor of Infernus. Armor that is...
Ha látok a civilt, akkor elég jól megmondja, hogy hova kell mennem.
Here, let me just get you to the spiky bit.
Terrible idea. That is a horrible idea. So, therefore, Kyle, because that's a bad idea, we're going to end it right there in shame and disgust.
De beállok a füst.
Oh, Cyrus wants to say a thing. Shut up.
Don't let the edge voice speak.
There you go. Just to go like, yes, Cyrus, do you have an opinion? Yes, I know.
Ebben egy robot mellé fogok rá. Azért, hogy nagyon nem félek, mert itt egyszerűen nincs olyan fegyvere az ellenfélnek, ami komolyabb kárt tenne bennem.
Until next time.
Nyugodtan mehetek ezekkel előre. Sima lézerik van, amit leszarok.
My pet gopher.
Fuck off.
Annyira nem szarok. Füstbe se állhatok.
Greetings and
régen nagyon szartankó volt, hogy szó szerint a pajzsosokkal kellett védenem a tanktérmet. Drága volt legyártani, és könnyen meghalt, mert nagyon le voltam maradva a robottechnikával.
With the arrival of the Angels of Absolution, the Inquisitor now had another powerful strike force under his command. Granted, this was one that came with a series of
rakétásaink olyan páncél van, amit át tudnak rajta
the
lőni.
Inquisitor was not necessarily happy, but at the very least willing to acquiesce to their requests, they would lend their firepower to the assault.
Ez a kék lövés, ez nagyon sokat lesz az armorból. Nem sebez életben, viszont armort nagyon besebez. Tehát pár ilyen lövés leszedje az armort, és akkor már lézer is könnyen besebez.
The less than entirely successful intervention of the Dark Angels previously in the campaign had left a sour taste in the Supreme Grandmaster's mouth. And this attack was originally to be executed by the Dark Angels.
Hogy ez ki, még emlékeztem azért a belépőkódra.
They had entrusted this task to the
De nem is nagyon melyik be.
The Dark
Angels be lehet látni, mert ezek ablakok.
Plans
gyakorlatilag a hajó két oldalán. Átlőni nem lehet rajta, de be lehet látni.
forces
robot
within the
elég magas
Imperium
hibbalással már.
had the Dark Angels complete and utter trust and confidence. On the downside, this meant that their plans did not really take into consideration what any other Imperial forces might be doing at the time. And so the Lord Inquisitor was put in a rather unusual situation, where he would have to adapt to the plans of others.
Ez nem akar bemenni, mert...
The first phase of the Angel's plan was for a drop pod assault directly into
Az gyakorlatilag gránátos az, ami olyan kis fejből lövőzni.
This would be presaged by an orbital bombardment by the battle barge
Ó, itt valaki megölt egy kutyát. Előtte volna izé.
Drop pods would be dropped directly down into the courtyard, swiftly followed by yet further drop pods containing the Angels of Absolution.
Piros kutya az durva.
Down, they would head towards the Cardinal Gate, seize it, secure it, and then open it up for an Angels of
Nem olyan durva, mint a
Absolution
lila,
armed
de
spearhead heading
durább, mint a fekete.
Then together,
Tényleg egy ilyen dobozt ott hagytam valahol, ott van még. Ezt ott nem hagyjam.
whilst also being
Jó, hogy eszembe jutott.
personnel. Honestly, it was a remarkably overconfident plan.
Ez a baj, hogy ezek a gránátosok csak nagy területű pályákra jók.
Final moments,
Ilyen városi
but
helyre
nevertheless
nem.
still assuming that the Cardinal Gate would be in enemy hands. I think if the Angels of Absolutions had attempted
Csak
this,
így állok vagyok a
whilst the Citadel was
azt, hogy
still unbreached, they would
viszont
probably
jó,
have been
hogy ebben megyek.
slaughtered to the last man, considering the capabilities of the defenders.
János,
But luckily for them, the seizing of the Cardinal Gate
erre
was no
vigyázz,
longer
valahol kell lenni
necessary,
még egy
since the Inquisitorial Strike Force had taken command of it after defeating the
pajzsos
demonic
kell ide.
counterattack. And hell, it might
Van
even
még
be tempting
item
to
van
let the
minigános.
Angels of
Vagy két
Absolution
minigános
have a
elég
go at the
lesz.
Citadel unaided.
Ez
Just
meg
so
ide jön.
they can
Egy minigános.
experience
Ja, az
the
egy meg
lesson
bemenni.
that every other field commander on Vrax had so painfully learned.
Egy
But
minigános.
luckily for them, Lord Inquisitor X was not quite
Jó,
that
akkor
much
ezzel
of a sadist.
besegítünk.
Oh, possibly he was just starting to run out of time himself. Who knows?
Megoldom valahogy ezekkel.
Nevertheless, after having had a look at the plan, he informed the Angels of Absolution that seizing the gate was no longer necessary. He could guarantee their strike force free passage through it, allowing them to change their objectives slightly. Now, the deep strike force would simply hammer down into the courtyard and then expand upon their immediate gains, securing entrance into the Basilica of St. Leonis, whilst their armored strike force would be able to simply pass through the gate
Valami kinyílt.
immediately and meet up with the forward elements.
Valami
Taking
doboz
further
kinyílt.
advantage of this plan, the Lord Inquisitor was making sure that he had his own moves
Nem
ready.
ez nyílt ki. De az a még a
The
tűzváltál pedig.
engineer companies,
Az-
pioneered by Marshal Arnim Kagori, had been working hard throughout the siege of the Citadel, attempting to break into the Undercroft. But due to the enemy's constant and at this point quite expert counter-mining
fasz egy is elég
operations,
volt.
they had been unable to gain much ground. But now, finally, they stood ready to break into the Undercrofts, and every single engineer company on Vrax had been
Aztán leszettem az első
redirected and
pajzsát.
ready to break in. The enemy
Elmegyek
would be
innen.
assaulted from above as well as below. And the Angels of Absolution were not the only Astarte strike force
Lejött a
making
második
their
pajzsa.
presence felt. The Red Scorpions
Ez
were
meg, ha
also
szerencsém van,
advanced upon
kinyírja az
St.
utolsó
Leonis Basilica
pajzsot.
from their own positions in the
Vagy az
St. Leonis
alaptest. Ja,
Gate.
megvan.
The
Aztán
Red Scorpions had been much reduced after seizing that objective, but they had been reinforced by Death Corps troops. They would hold the St. Leonis Gate and began expanding upon that holding by attacking the various wall positions to the east and the west of the gate,
egy kutya.
whilst also providing the
Egy
Red
báncsomagolva.
Scorpions with a secure fallback position if they should need it. These troops would also be called upon to provide
Itt hagyom, hogy
rear
kinyírja majd a
security
kutyát.
for an inquisitorial strike force led personally by Lord Hector Rex, wearing his recently repaired suit of power armor and wielding the mighty sword Arius once again.
Ó,
They
itt az a
would head
köcsög
towards
dög.
the priory of the Argent Shroud, Their primary objective would of course be to liberate it and secure yet another entrance into the Basilica of St.
Rakétán nem
Leonis.
öltem meg, mert itt
But
van
as a
mellette az
secondary
engine, az meg
objective,
kell.
there was also the possibility
Idejövök
that
ezzel.
some of the survivors of
Ezzel
the
ezek
Sisters of
ketten
Battle
kinyílt.
could still be held within.
Meg
After securing the
ezzel nem
priory,
mehetek előre, mert az
the
egyetlen, aki
Inquisitorial
szarpajzsban
strike
van.
force would then move on to the westernmost bastion,
Egyszerűen
the
bejövök,
inner
aztán át fogom
citadel,
kicsalni
where
őket.
they would be supported by a deep striking force of Grey Knights, deploying via teleportarum directly into the bastion itself, opening the doors and securing the defenses for the Inquisitorial strike force, manned primarily, of course, by the Red Hunters. And finally, the Death Court of Siege would not be left out either. After all the blood that the ATX had spilled to finally seize this planet, it was only right that they be involved in the final battle. And so Death Court elements would support each and every one of the major assaults. In addition, they would sally forth from the Cardinal Gate and the St. Leonis Gate to secure the rest of the Citadel compound. They would also seize the Great Gate from within and open it up to yet further reinforcements. And, obviously, the Titans of Legio Astorum would also be involved. It was a matter of honor for them as much as it was for the 88th to be in at the very end of the campaign, and Legio Volcanum's own god machines were still unaccounted for. It would be less than ideal indeed if this final assault was somehow repulsed by another deployment of the traitor's god machines. But before the attack could be launched, there were preparations to be made. In the form of hopefully the last massed artillery barrage.
Ez igazából anti-matter minigun, és gyakorlatilag tűzsebzése van, ami nagyon jó robotok ellen. Megint ezzel akartam tenni, ügyes vagyok.
Those had either been captured or bypassed, they were no longer the artillerists' primary concern. Instead, denying the enemy access to their positions and fortified buildings inside of the citadel, that was now the
Alenium generátor mellett, ja.
And the Basilica of St.
Ezt nagyon megjegyeztem az alója, hogy a gamma-sugárzás főfokja az itt olyan sok energiát termelni.
And indeed, the Basilica would be the focal
Valami
point
nagyon
of the
megjegyeztem.
fire missions. It would be reduced to nothing more than a pile of rubble. And in addition to the Death Corps heavy guns, the Angels of Absolution's battle barge would also join in the bombardment. Up until now, the Basilica had been spared of the worst of the shelling, partially due to the fact that nobody really knew what to do with it. No orders had specifically come down to spare it, but then again, no orders had come down to target it either. And there had been a bit of a furor over whether or not it should be protected and seized intact or not. But now the Lord Inquisitor made the firm decision that the
Zabálja a töltény, baszki. Gyakorlatilag ezekről semmi más nem tudok adni, csak fegyver és töltény.
As a bonus, it would certainly send a rather clear and rude message to certain forces within the Imperium as well. A nice, big middle finger, delivered from what was now considered to be a fairly safe position. Beyond reducing the enemy's buildings, the barrage would also decide to do one further thing. It would guarantee that the enemy's void shields were down. The Grey Knights would be deploying via teleportarum directly into the western bastion.
Egy pillanatra azt hittem, hogy rálő a pajzsosomra, azt kilövi az Elenium generátor, most berobbantanak.
Teleporting into an area like that, where the topography was
Az igen,
already
olyan
so
szögből tudsz lőni.
unknown, was dangerous at the best of times.
Láttad? Ajtó mögé, hogy belőtt a kis
It would go from dangerous to outright suicidal, even for the advanced and archaic teleportation technology
mindjárt én
of
is
the Grey
cheaterek, hogy
Knights.
beszarnak.
Additionally, whilst the void shields usually would be unable to impede the progress of a drop pod, that is very much so a usually
Surprise,
kind of
motherfucker.
statement. if a drop pod was to strike the void shield at a bit of an awkward angle, or perhaps come down at a slant and strike an unusually focused area of the shield, it could be repulsed, or worst case scenario, outright annihilated. And that was not a risk that the Angels of Absolution felt that they needed to take, or were willing to take, or
Ez a controller, ez irányítja
so,
őket.
after yet another lengthy and heavy bombardment that saw even the mighty spires of the St. Leonis Basilica crumble and crash down upon it, the final assault began. The very first forces into action were the Angels of Absolution's deep strike into the main courtyard. Led directly by Interrogator Chaplain Belphegor, the squads quickly disgorged and found themselves in a rubble-strewn hellhole. The bombardment had been, perhaps, overly successful. The ground they were expecting to cover was so reduced and strewn with rubble that it took even the Space Marines a second to orient themselves. But Interrogator Chaplain Belphegor had been studying this plan for years. He knew precisely where to go and had given detailed instructions to all of the various squads involved. Raising his Crozius Arcanum, he pointed towards a partially demolished archway. That had once been the primary entrance into the St. Leonis Basilica, and the place where the enemy's main center of resistance was expected to be, and therefore also probably the expected whereabouts of Lord Arcos. The Basilica had been much reduced. Now it was little more than a shell of a building. Here and there, vast pillars could still be seen jutting forth from the ruin-covered ground, and black scorched walls showed where the outer walls had once stood in all their majesty, with spires reaching up to the high heavens above. But despite the comprehensive destruction of the Basilica, the enemy, as always, had survived. Very soon, the lead elements of the Angels of Absolution, made up of a squad of Terminator elites of the First Company, were taking fire, with bolter rounds exploding off their tactical dreadnought armor, confirming the presence of the Alpha Legion. A member of the Terminator squad stepped forward and angled his cyclonic missile launcher towards the main gateway, and showered it with high-explosive warheads. This gave the rest of the Angels the time they needed to storm forward. Very soon, the Basilica was being broken into either through holes blasted in the exterior, or via improvised entrances created via satchel charges and melter bombs. Now inside the Basilica, the Angels of Absolution were directly engaged with the enemy. There was indeed Alpha Legionnaires within, but they were already falling back, vanishing into the darkness of the deeper cathedral like wraiths in smoke. The main force of the defenders was made up of a dizzying array of horrifying mutant cultists. Interrogator Chaplain Belphegor strode in through the ruined archway and smote one aside with a swing of his Crozius Arcanum. He blasted another apart with a volley from his bolt pistol. A third mutant hiding in the shadows leapt forward and sprayed the Interrogator Chaplain with a flamethrower. But protected in his power armor, the Chaplain barely noticed. With a display of utter contempt, the Interrogator Chaplain simply advanced straight upon the mutant, who panicked, dropped his flamethrower, and raised a pitted and rusted knife to defend himself. The Crozius Arcanum smashed through it and the mutant's skull with contemptuous ease. Looking around, this scene was repeating itself all across the entrance of the Basilica. The Angels were pouring in, butchering the ill-prepared defenders. No wonder the Alpha Legionnaires had faded away the moment the Astartes came close. This was no position to defend. The Basilica had been reduced, and the enemy had had no time with which to improve their positions. A pile of rubble can be a fine fortification, but only if time is granted to actually make it into one. And here, no such luxury had been granted to the enemy. And then, there were the defenders themselves. Belphegor had been on the wracks during the first Dark Angel
De rég láttam ilyen
He
robotot,
had
ez tök
fought
gagyi.
the true defenders of
Simán
wracks.
megölöm.
And these
Pont azt kéne
miserable
kilőni, amit van
mongrels are a
hátul.
far cry from the soldiers yet fought then. The Supreme
Bassza meg,
Grandmaster
kikeltette a
had clearly
tojást.
chosen this moment with expert care. The enemy was all but broken, and all that remained now was
Túl fogod élni.
whilst ensuring that the chapel
Ja, ezek
gained
nagyon régi
maximum
robotok, ezek a
benefit
kék
from
színűek.
it. Of
Ez
the
egy-két
season
lövés
of the
az meg.
entrance into the basilica, the first step in that plan had been achieved. The elite
Van
vanguard
egy-két
squad
lövés.
were
Van
now
egy-két
to
lövés.
the entrance and stand by near the interrogator chaplain. They would be deployed specifically when Lord Arcos was located.
Nem hiszem, hogy
They
jók
were the
lenne.
best of the Angels of Absolution, led in by their master
Belindulok
Yfrir
el.
himself. They would ensure that
Ezzel
Lord
még
Arcos
paj
was not
sincsen,
only
nagyon gagyi.
neutralized, but captured
Belindulok.
alive as well. Any other Alpha Legionnaire captured was a good bonus, but it was Arcos
Ó,
that was the
két
true
szupresszor
goal
egymás
of
mellett.
operation.
Karácsony van, baszki.
But before any further advance could be carried out,
Ez pont jó a
reinforcements would be
gránátos.
required. Even now, the armored spearhead was smashing its way through the hastily erected enemy defenses near the Cardinal Gate and moving towards the Basilica. Once they arrived, the Angels of Absolution would spread out into the Basilica while sealing off every single escape route
Hát
one
grátos az a
by
te
one.
ajándékod,
And
boldog
then they would
karácsony.
clean out the Basilica and its
Tudom,
undercroft,
boldog karácsony.
chamber by chamber, tunnel by tunnel. until
Ah, ez
no
kurva
one
jó.
left for the
Ezeket
enemy
annyira
to go.
utálom, ez
And Belphegor
könnyű.
did not have to wait long. The armored spearhead was making good progress from the Cardinal Gate against only a very limited enemy resistance, which was swept aside by Vindicators and Predator tanks with ease. And behind the Space Marine armor came the Death Corps of Krieg. Guardsmen and grenadiers clearing out the much reduced buildings still standing on the surface and gaining access into the northern laser defense battery.
Ott egy fekete kutya, az szerintem keményebb, mint a... Érdekes, mert ez egy régi ellenfelek, és a fekete kutyát rakta. Szóval jó esetet, hogy piros egy kicsit erősebb a feketén. Valószínűleg nem sokkal, de szerintem erősebb.
Cardinal Gate, and the rest of the citadel could be pacified, including the Great Gate.
Hátrébb állok.
Whilst the Astartes and the Inquisitor forces were busy with their own objectives, the Death Corps would seize all of the above-ground structures, or, more likely, the bombed-out ruins. They would also gain access to all of the various
Előre
entrances
megmegyek,
into the
így
lower
ellenfelek
areas of
nagyon.
catacombs of the citadel. Down there, the Death Corps engineers were fighting from the bottom up, and the corps on the surface
Kegyebb beállok, a
would ensure
robottal
that
meg
there
én
would
tudok
be no
egyenesen
escape
előre.
for the enemies caught down below. And once the surface had been fully secured, the
beállok a
Death Corps
többi
would then
mögé.
begin pushing down
Fejval
into
leszek.
the catacombs, slowly squeezing the remaining traitors between two advancing forces. Preferably, at that point, the Astartes would also have completed their own objectives, and so this advance could be led by
Hát
their
ez amivel
power
lőnek,
armored
az
bulk.
megsosebb
A
ez.
kind of close quarters claustrophobic
Ott arra
fighting
hangáltok, hogy-
that was practically inevitable down in those tunnels
Ez mondjuk
would
tunnel,
be the
azt
perfect
hogy ez
arena
kicsit
for
veszélyesebb.
Space Marines. But
Ha
first,
lelő
of
van
course,
pajzsát,
the
akkor
ground
már nem
had to
tud
be
lőni,
actually
viszont
sealed.
akkor enged melézni, és
And
melébe
whilst
viszont
the
elég
Marines
nagyot
were
tudsz
busy with their
tanulni.
own objectives, it would have to be done the good
Nem nagy gáz
old-fashioned
feladatot
way.
valakit, mert a
The
medkittem
last guns
átbővelt,
and
és
the
felkelti
bayonets of
az
the Death Corps
embereket, de...
League. And the enemy was
Bazzik, ez
far
átalakult egy
from
dobozzá, most nézem.
Most of the enemy's
Ezt tudom,
mortal
akkor
defenders had
már-
abandoned the surface,
Egyik nem
recognizing that
adok.
staying up there meant certain death. With the exception of a handful of desperate cornered individuals and a few traitor legionnaires, it was almost exclusively the haunt of the immaterial
Felállok, nehogy
servants of
leszuppresszáljon
the
véletlen.
powers. Demons dancing, gibbering through the wreckage of the citadel, engaging Death Corps guardsmen and the occasional Red Hunter and Scorpion wherever they could find them. These demonic entities appeared with little, if any, warning. Suddenly, they could be spewing forth from empty air as
Ilyen mapot de rég láttam.
for but a handful of seconds.
Jége, mert most
disgorging a
Fortress
dozen
vagyok,
or
és
so
az ilyen durvább ma.
monstrosities right right into the midst
Nem
of the
Fortressban vagyok,
Guardsman
bázisban
squad.
vagyok.
9 out of 10
Érdekes, amikor
times,
Fortressban
this
se láttam
ended
ilyen.
with the complete massacre of
tudom.
the Guardsmen, after which the demons would quickly
Az
scatter
alapjátékban
and
ilyen
begin
mappot csak
hunting
egyszer-kétszer
individually
láttam,
throughout
mert
the
nagyon
woods.
ritka volt.
Slowly but
Nagyon
surely,
nagy
however,
bázisoknak.
they were hunted down and destroyed. The enemy was no longer an organized army, instead simply just bands
Ott egy
of
doboz,
roaming
meg itt
demons
is egy
and
doboz.
crazy worshippers of the
Ezeket meg ki
chaotic
kell
gods.
nyitnom.
It was slow and painful going, but
Különben,
compared to the
ha tovább
taking
megyek,
various
akkor
defensive
mögöttem
lines,
jönnek el.
this was easy. Whenever an enemy center of resistance was located,
Sajnos
the
ezzel
Death
álltam
would
most
surround
útot
it
el.
and bring in the
Tovább
heavy
menni.
armor. Lehman Russes, Super Heavies, and Demolishers
Mire
moving
lőtt rá?
in, crushing the rubble
Erre
beneath
lőtt rá,
their
ugye?
belts and obliterating the enemy's position.
Ez a
They
doboz
also
mutat.
began taking steps to counter the sudden appearance of the demons. Squads
Ja,
became
nem,
mixed
direkt
in
lelőttem
an
azt a hajót, ami ezt a bázis feláblédelte volna,
with
mert
grenadiers and guardsmen
tudtam, hogy
working side by
nem nyerek
side
semmit.
with weapons teams.
hát ez feláblédé Fortress, akkor itt lett volna egy fehér kutya, egy kapitány. Azt meg büdös érben nem bírom ki. Meg ha itt érzi, dinok rohangálnak ilyen szűk területen, gyakorlatilag egy fölrobbanna, akkor ilyen 8 körig a rend tudnék átmenni.
Plasma and melter weapons were also highly valued due to their ability to dispatch even the toughest of demonic foes with a single blast. And behind the leading edge of the guardsmen and the grenadiers came various priests and inquisitorial personnel. They would sanctify the ground as they passed, making it very difficult, albeit not entirely impossible, for any further warp rifts to open. It was slow but steady progress for the
Meg
Death
kinyitom a dobozt.
Meanwhile, as Belphegor was still awaiting his reinforcements, the Red Scorpions moved out from the same
Azért lehet látni, hogy honnan vették az
Their
alapművet,
primary
ezt
target
színezték.
was the traitor Cardinal's palace. At this point, the Imperials still did not know anything about the fate of the apostate Cardinal, and so they were under the assumption that the most likely
Azért
place to
előtt a
find
pajzsom
him
mellett.
would be within his own
Még az alapjátékban a pajzs csak
heavy
70%-es sér blokkol,
and whilst killing him
és
was of
50%-kal
dubious
oldalirányból.
strategic importance,
Ez
as
viszont
it had long
100%-es
since
sér
been
blokkol
assumed
szemből,
the
és
Chaos Forces would have
75%-kal
taken over
oldalirány.
command of the defensive
Annak
ranks,
nagyon örülök, mert annyira
especially
utáltam az
after the
alapjátékból, hogy
radical
nem
change in the
100%-es
nature
sér
of the
blokkot. Szerintem
resistance.
az tök tökérség.
Nevertheless,
Baromság,
capturing or
tehát
killing
ha
the
átlövik,
Cardinal
oké,
would
de
be
hogy
a
ellőnek mellette, mikor a
propaganda
pajzsszersége
message
pont arra van
that
csinálva, hogy
he
pont
was
eltakarom
dragged
egy
in
embert.
front of an Imperial
Ja, én
tribunal.
is annyira utálom, abszolút nem értettem vele
And
egyet.
highly publicized trial, followed by an even more publicized execution. But the Red Scorpions were to be disappointed. Their target had already
Szerintem
been
ezzel
executed
fogunk kilőni az egyik
months a
dobozt.
while ago, in fact, and sadly not by Imperial
Van egy másik
authorities.
doboz, az a
The
baj,
only things remaining in the Imperial Palace now
ez gránátos,
was what
ezzel nem
had
akarok
once
itt
been the
lődözni, mert nem
Cardinal's
szűk helyen van.
They had been
Szerintem
captured
grátos,
during the
hogy
betrayal
körülnézek.
of the apostate
Hopp, hello!
Cardinal. Those who had been unwilling to switch
Hopp,
sides
na
to the
azt hiszem
victor
kilövöm.
had been subjected to various experiments, as
Annak
they had been handed
dögölnyekre.
over to the sanctified. And what
Semmilyen
remained
körülmények
bore
között
little
nem
resemblance to men. A freakish
visszafutok.
gathering of vile horrors
Ezzel
now
szerintem ki
stalked
tudom
the
nyírni
halls
ezt.
of the Cardinal's palace, and a few of them, those seen to be extra resilient or deserving of special
Ó, kék
attentions,
kutya!
had even been
Ez
forcibly
jó, mert ebbe
possessed by
kalenium van.
demons, warping their
Kékben.
bodies far beyond any
Nagyon rég
human
láttam már
tolerance.
kéket.
And the Red Scorpions,
Ja,
already
ez jó,
much
azt
reduced from their attack on
vigyázni
St.
kell, ne
Leonis
ezt
Gate,
pusztítsam a
were
hulláját.
not overly interested in getting involved in a brawling match with such beasts. Originally, the plan called for a rapid strike into the heart of the palace, whereupon they would seize the cardinal, presuming he was still there. But upon
Ezzel meg
realizing the
kinyitom
nature
szerintem a
of their
hátsót.
position, the Red
De meg ezt.
Scorpions would change their plans. The odds of the cardinal still being here were minuscule, and the casualties inquired in engaging such brutes in a good old-fashioned brawl was not worth the risk that he could be. Instead, the Red Scorpions would utilize the overwhelming firepower of the chapter to clear the palace room by room, in the most literal sense possible. Vindicators and predators would be moved
Ugye innen nem tudok
to
rálőni a
blast
sarokról,
holes
több gáz.
walls. Then the rooms revealed would be scoured by heavy weapons fire both by the tanks and by
Lövésre,
devastators.
ezek elég
Only
gyengék.
then would massed squads of tactical marines move in, weapons at the
Van még
ready,
egy
delivering
kutyadoboz.
punishing volleys of bolter fire into anything that moved.
A kutyadoboz
Once
kinyitom.
that small segment had been thoroughly cleansed, they would simply move on to the next one and scour it as well.
Hát ez MK3-as fegyú amúgy. Tehát ez a legmagasabb szintű antianyag minigun. Ez nem arra van tervezve, hogy test közelből lőj vele. Ráadásul a robotok hátkantere. Ha izé lenne mondjuk Railgun vagy Sonic Gun, azok nem nyírnák ilyen könnyen ezeket. Sonic Gun az gyakorlatilag nem is sebezni ezeket.
Not all the God Emperor's forces, however, had the luxury of quite that much time. Lord Inquisitor Hector
Ez elég szar, arra számítottam, hogy itt lesz a izé.
Inquisitorial stormtroopers and Grey
Szerintem ide
Knights
bedobok
was
most egy.
racing towards the priory of the Argent Shroud.
Ha hátulról jönnek,
Nem az jött szembe a kanyarban, mire számítottál?
hát nem. Ha ide kell dobni egy füstöt, már kinyitják az ajtót, nem akarom, hogy nagyon hátba lőjék.
Survived up until now were not expected to be allowed to live for much longer. Fortunately, the strike force
Ez bemehet,
did
mert
not
ez
run into
kibírja a
a
hátba
large
lőni azt is.
resistance on the route towards the priory. The enemy's organized
Ez meg
resistance on
szerintem
the
csak
surface
ide jön,
had,
úgyis
as mentioned,
de nem,
mostly
nincs elég
been
lépésre
shattered
lövésre.
or withdrawn.
Hogy védi
Only a
hátulról a
handful of
pajzsost.
scattered pockets stood against the
Ezekkel
Inquisitorial
most nagyon
force,
tudom, mit
and
csinál.
led by the land raiders of the Grey Knights and their
Eltűnt a robot,
terminators,
amit le akartam.
they did not delay them for long. Arriving at the priory of the Argent Shroud, they found it still mostly intact, and apparently unguarded. There were no
Talán nem
defensive
találtam meg a
positions
reaktort.
outside of the priory,
De hogyha
no
nem
heavy
talál meg a
weapons
következő
fired,
pártkörben, akkor szerintem csak kinyírom az
and there were
egész
no
izét.
sign of traitor legion presence.
De ez Dark Gunnal lőtt. Ilyeneket kell researchelni, hogy az antianyag
They did
fegyverekhez,
meet
hogy
at least some
hát ott
resistance.
teljesen bement a pajzsom alá, és egyből hátrébb sebzett.
The worshippers of the ruinous powers
Ha Railgunom lenne, vagy Sonic, akkor robotokról rengeteg pajzsot kell előni, mire megsebet.
It had become the haunt of chaos spawns, maddened beasts isolated here, away from the rest of the defenders, since
Lehet inkább, ja, ki kell nyitnom a
there
robotnak az
were
ajtót.
hundreds of the vile things infesting the priory, and along with a handful of supposed keepers. Crazed and heavily mutated mortals, but one step away from becoming chaos spawns themselves. They were armed with a hodgepodge of various weaponry, but nothing that could present any real
Lehet kéne mozogni az emberekkel.
Ja,
to advance through the halls of the priory,
hátba
cleansing
lőtte a
various
haverja.
abominations as they came across them, with flamethrowers and blasts of energy from their nemesis force halberds. The Lord Inquisitor himself, with
Azt
the
nem
mighty
mondta, hogy ez csak
blade
tereptárgy.
eyes, once again glowing with a soft golden
Tereptárgy?
light, advanced alongside them, slaying
Bazd meg, ez csak tereptárgy.
abominations. And
De...
it,
Ez
one of the Grey
becúnyoztam.
Knights, wielding an
Azt, ami van
incinerator,
ott.
put an end to the miserable existence
Hát oda bomba megy, baszki.
Lathan. With his betrayal at the hands of the cornered warlords before, the Cardinal had been offered up to the warlords' dark. But death was too easy a fate for such a...
Megnézzük a gránás sorozatot, kibírod-e?
So thought Zephyr. And so, instead of simply outright killing him, he would murder him in an entirely different fashion. Zephyr was handed over to the Sanctified for
Hát a pajzsot leszettem.
execution, and then transformation into a chaos spawn.
De az minigánnal legalább egyet
Mass
fog.
of tentacles, teeth, and mewling mouths bore no resemblance to the one-time Cardinal whatsoever. The only hint
azt
as to
hittem
the
kinyitja a
identity
dobozt.
of the monstrosity
Nagy szumi lett volna.
was the remains of a shredded, pearly white cloak, still clinging to its
De nincs
deformed
már
hide.
lépése.
But those shreds were incinerated alongside the rest
Hát
of the
mivel azt nem kell
abomination
lőni,
in
hátrébb
the
kell
consuming
lépnem, hogy
flame
ezt
of Blessed
lőhessem.
Prometheum.
Persze most nem lehetem egy párból, meg nem ölöm meg, csak kinyitom. Azzal várnom kell kötődik. Ez most jól elszivatott, hogy egy tárat kinyomtam egy tereptárra.
And there not having been found any other sign of the Cardinal, the Imperium would eventually assume that he had somehow escaped. This would of course not be made public knowledge. As far as the Imperium was ever informed, the Cardinal met his grisly end on the racks, like all the other traitors. And for once, the problem just not quite in the way intended. There was, though, one victory to be gained from the priory of the Argent Shroud.
Ide bújt a kis köcsögrobot. Figyeled?
Anything worth salvaging in this
Baj, akkor is ezt lövöm ki, mert ettől jobb.
The Lord Inquisitor finally got the message he had been waiting
Jó, nem kéne oda mennem, valami hasonló. Nem kéne oda mennem.
Locked away in the deepest, darkest dungeons
Ezek közelről nem lehetem, mert fölrobban.
all of these years. I had been down there for 18 years in the almost completely lightless dungeons, subjected to God Emperor only all manners of unspeakable tortures and rituals. Their
Ott is áll valaki, azt a kura, annyian vannak itt.
They barely reacted when the Grey Knights broke into the dungeon complex, butchered their captives, and then liberated them. They simply stared ahead blankly, not speaking, reacting, or showing any overt signs of life.
Az meg itt is van
If
egy.
it were not for their helmet readouts and the fact that they were able to stand
De sokan
and
lettetek
walk unaided,
képtelen.
the Grey Knights might have thought them corpses. It was
Ez most egy kicsit érdekes lesz
of a
így.
sort, but hardly the kind of miracle tale that the Inquisitor had possibly been hoping for. When he had come searching for survivors, maybe he had expected to find a saint, an unbowed sister, that even after 18 years of captivity was still pure and proud. Someone he could parade in front of the army and those who had doubted him in the upper echelons. Somebody he could maybe even use against the Ordo Hereticus. Look at this. This is the brave, pious woman you have made suffer because of your inability to act. She had to live through
82-t sebzett
and miraculously her mind is
Bassza meg!
enough to tell you
Túl
about
közel
her.
álltam még így is.
Well, he could hope, but sadly
Nincs senki,
that was
aki
not
ezt
the
tudná.
reality.
De ez meg tudja
The
gyógyítani.
broken remnants of what had once been battle
Talán még
sisters
pont ki tudok
would not be
lépni.
of much use to anyone. Even worse, they could be a threat. God Emperor only knew what manners of rituals they could have been exposed to. Even the Sisters of Battle are not incorruptible, and these, in particular,
Hát lehet még így is
more
meghal.
than most. Any
Bassza meg,
Imperial
ezt nem hiszem
Guardsmen,
el.
hell, any Astartes that have been put through what they
Akkorát
had
robbant
would
az a szar,
probably
hogy
have been
majdnem megölt.
executed on the spot
Meg is ölt.
for operational security reasons. But the Lord Inquisitor
Az
chose to
igen.
not do so. These were
Kész, az
still
halott.
protests
Most
of
lőttek rá egy
the
bloodgun.
Hereticus, and there certainly had been some
Az
friction
minden
between
alá
the two of
bemegy.
late.
Felső
The
blokkban áll.
Lord Inquisitor
Az 100%-ra meg van halva.
overly interested in escalating if he could help it. But at the very least, he would escalate into a
Besebzőt, annak
position of
viszont
strength and security. For now, the Sisters of Battle would be taken from the Citadel
9
as
HP,
prisoners
10,
of
1 HP.
war,
Egy
placed
HP.
under stern guard and observation,
Ja nem, várjál,
removed
nem, az
with
meghalt.
utmost
Nem,
secrecy.
túlélte?
As far as the rest of the army and the
Túlélte?
Imperial Army was
Keci,
concerned,
túlélte?
at least for now,
Mert 10 HP volt és 9-et sérül.
taking the priory had
Azt
taken
a
the
kurva
full
basszus.
day of fighting, and yet another
Hát
day
azt csak
would pass
gyógyítok ebbe
as
a
it was
körbe.
fully secured,
Semmi más.
and then
Csak
garrisoned
gyógyít.
by inquisitorial stormtroopers
Ja igen, mert a rakétásomat találta a bloodgun, nem a low HP-sat.
without the express permission of the Lord Inquisitor, who was planning one more secretive operation.
Ki a vérzés lejött, csak
The
elfogyott.
keep, separate from the rest of the citadel on the westernmost edges. It had once been separated from the rest of the citadel with a narrow fortified bridge, long since destroyed by artillery shelling. This small had once housed the Astropath's Sensorium, as well as the most holy Inquisition's offices on Vrat. It also doubled as a holding site for rogue psychers, or those discovered within the population itself, where they would await the arrival of the black ships that would take them.
Az a blodgános kövkörbe nem kinyír, ha
The
nem
cells
szedem
have
le.
long since been emptied, as the Inquisitor was more than aware of, as rogue psychers had been employed to some effect by the defenders. But due to their unpredictable and highly volatile and unstable nature, they were little more released upon the enemy, and then usually they either burned themselves out or, unable to control their powers, overloaded and detonated. The few that had survived for any real period of time had caused considerable problems for the Death Corps, but even psychers are not immune to artillery shelling. And after this many years of warfare, they were all expected to have either been killed or put to different uses by their new masters. Lord Inquisitor, however, still wanted control over that bastion, because he suspected that it was the remaining strong point of the Chaos Worshippers, possibly also the location of their vilest rituals. The rest of the Citadel was offering surprisingly little resistance of an organized sort, at least. Lord Hector had expected the traitor legionnaires to fight hard for every and for them to utilize their cultists and whatever Vraxian renegades still remained. But instead, the Death Corps was advancing
Azt a kinyírtak, kibontotta és ki is nyírta egy sorozatból. Hát király. Egyelőre lőttem volna előző körbe is.
With mindless, brutish monsters, rather than Vraxian defenders or traitor legionnaires. And in the Priory of the Argent Shroud, well, again, little in the way of truly organized resistance. As for the Basilica, well, the Angels of Absolution were not overly sharing with information, but judging by the fact that they were apparently making progress and not asking for assistance,
Hát gondoltam, csak beadok így egy gyors meccse, amely ez easy. Azt így döglök orba szájba basszol.
And two, not running into overwhelming enemy opposition. That left the Undercrofts, where the Death Corps engineers were fighting even now. And it was by far the area in which the enemy was offering the most resistance. The Undercrofts were a hellish area to fighting even at the best of times. They had been designed specifically to slow down and resist any invader. This was the point from which the Citadel's defenders were supposed to make their final stand. And with the new chaotic nature of said defenders, the twisting, narrow corridors had been made even more horrible, as monsters stalked them in their thousands. Clearly, this was where most of the enemy's abominations had been.
Ez terrorszoldzsa, a szürkék terrorok. Azok elég erősek, meg antianyag fegyverek vannak.
Once, the Vraxian defenders had utilized large mastiffs to control the garrison slave population. Those already large and vicious beasts are now been mutated into truly horrifying creatures.
Hát ennek most meg kell menteni a világot, szerintem csak eldobok egy füstöt, hogy ne tudjon rám lőni.
Themselves at anything and everything they found. Entire sections of the Undercroft had been sealed off by the defenders and flooded with all kinds of these horrifying creatures, including chaos spawns and those members of the garrison that had mutated far beyond reason. Fighting against seemingly endless swarms of these horrors, the Death Corps engineers were slowly making gains. Every corridor had to be scoured with autocannon and shotgun fire. Every room had to be filled with poison gas until the creatures within finally choked and died. It took hours to clear even a few dozen meters at a time. It would be a meat grinder to rival anything previously on Vrat. with
Köcsög.
squad after squad,
Problémos.
regiment after regiment, company after company of
Uram egy
engineers
dárgán van.
being fed into the dark and claustrophobic nightmare that was the Undercroft. And even when they managed to clear out the creatures, they then ran into what remained of what had once been the Vraxian Defense Auxiliaries. Vast, mutated ogrins wielding all kinds of dangerous experimental weaponry were roaming the corridors, throwing themselves at the Deathcore engineers and reaping a bloody tally as they did so. Years of tunnel warfare also taught the Vraxians much about automatic machine gun posts hooked up to pressure plates down a corridor, or poison gas canisters secured wire tripwires to the walls, or vast industrial cutting tools fastened to spring-loaded arms concealed around corners, ready to spring forth and impale or bifurcate the first unlucky guardsman. And also, beneath the citadel, there was one final store of weaponry, considered too unreliable and unpredictable to be utilized, and too advanced in nature to be sustained. They had been ignored, but now that there was no more prospect of victory,
lehet nem kellett volna ilyen nagyon keményen menni.
De nem vettem észre, mert ezért akartam kérni a dárgánost, amit ki is lőttem. Ez még tud egyet lőni.
Nem kellett volna ilyen ehhez már úgyis túl kemény vagyok, csak simán mehetek, az király vagyok. Kívül menni.
Hú, le tudtam lőni. De ott is vagy doboz, azon nem terettem. Hú, épp hogy lelőttem. Remélem ott nem áll valaki. Akkor nagyon durván rábaszok. Meg onnan is jöhetnek. De várok, szerintem egyre ezelőtt biztos. Ott nincs senki, ott viszont még lehet valaki. Ha van valaki, akkor nekem game over.
Ha viszont itt nekem most már igencsak késő, hogy én elmegyek pihi.
Jó van, jó éjszakát.
Jó éjszakát.
And so it didn't take long before the various weapons started to break down and in many cases malfunction catastrophically, taking with them both the weapon, its operators, and a few dozen meters of solid rock in every direction. But despite the undoubtedly bloody nature of the underground war, no matter how murderous and horrifying it must have been to the engineers, there was no real mention of traitor legionnaires there either. And so the Lord Inquisitor came to the conclusion that the only remaining center of true enemy resistance must be in the westernmost bastion. And it was also the location where Lord Hector theorized that a warp gate must exist. It was the only explanation for why the enemy could call forth so many demons and with such relative ease across the battlefield. There was also the arrival of the Bloodthirster to be considered. Such a monster does not simply appear without a great deal of preparation. It also presented a plausible explanation for why so few traitor legionnaires had been encountered. There had been virtually no sign of the Cornet Space Marines, for example. It was entirely possible that if a truly stable warp gate had been created, that it could have been utilized as an escape route of sorts for the traitors. Emphasis on the escape route of sorts, by the way. For whilst the traitor legionnaire may be able to step through a warp gate and possibly end up in a friendlier place than the one he had exited, especially concerning the rather unwelcoming nature of Vrax these days, it was also entirely possible that the Legionnaires' patron entity could find some flaw in his performance, some error or perceived insult perhaps, and thus resign him to the tender mercies of the demonic entities of the war. or
They might
perhaps simply
use
set
this
them
thing.
adrift on the
Oh,
endless
crap.
tides of the immaterium for all eternity. As far as escape routes go,
Nem, még többet.
this one was quite a roll of the dice. But
Bassza, ez
considering
a
the
góliát,
alternative
nagyon
was to face
szeretem.
down the Grey Knights, the Red Hunters, Red Scorpions, Angels
Ez
of
itt most ki
Absolution,
fogja pucolni
and the
abban, ne?
88th Inquisitorial Siege Army, it must have seemed a tempting alternative for many. And of course, as far as the Inquisition was concerned, closing the gate was not merely a matter of denying the enemy a potential escape route, but also one of supreme practicality. If the gate was not shut, then the demons could simply continue to pour through it. And so the next stage of the plan was authorized. The Grey Knights would deploy via teleportarum assault inside the bastion, alongside with members of the Ordo Malus, and of course Lord Hector Rex himself. Together they would delve down into the bastion and close the gate. The Red Hunters and Red Scorpions would not be involved in this operation, at the very least not yet. Only the purest of the God Emperor's servants could be sent towards the portal with any real hope of having them emerge uncorrupted. If it became necessary, then the Asteptus Astartes, or possibly even the Death Court of Krieg, might have to be deployed. But regardless of whether or not such a formation emerged victorious and able to close the gate, it would have to be destroyed afterwards. And speaking of destruction, there was one traitor force that had not escaped the planet. Whether they had been unable to do so or prevented from doing so, that is an interesting question. But regardless of the answer, the Alpha Legionnaires were still in the Basilica of St. Leonis. And the Angels of Absolution, now fully reinforced with their armored spearhead, were ready to begin winkling them out. The commander of the Angels of Absolution Strike Force, Master Yafrir, would lead the assault into the Basilica, shoulder to shoulder with interrogator Chaplain Belphegor. The entire force was now focused within the Basilica, whilst the battle barge and strike cruiser was off hunting the Aron's Bane. In the rubble of the Basilica, the Angels were engaged in a running skirmish with the Alpha Legionnaires. The Alpha Legion turning every pile of rubble into a miniature stronghold from which to engage the Angels. They were badly outnumbered, but they made the most out of the terrain, hitting hard and then retreating swiftly deeper into the Basilica. But the Angels were relentless. Every time the Alpha Legion struck at them, they would fearlessly counterattack, attempting to bind the enemy into their positions. Every time they encountered an Alpha Legionnaire entrenched in a pile of rubble, they would immediately charge it, reducing the amount of time the Alpha Legionnaire had to make use of his advantageous position. They would then shower it with frag grenades, and after the thuds of their explosion, immediately charge in with chainswords and bolt pistols. Most of the time, all that faced them once they cleared the rubble was a scorched and empty position. But every now and then, an Alpha Legionnaire was not quick enough to retreat and was caught in the blast. Then, swiftly, he was either gunned down, torn to pieces, or subdued and hauled off in captivity. The Alpha Legion was hurting the Angels, badly so at that, but they only had so much ground to surrender. And due to the ferocious aggression of the Angels of Absolution, that ground quickly shrank away to nothing. Within the transept of the Great Basilica, the Alpha Legion gathered for one last stand. Gathering around Lord Arcos, they prepared to sell their lives as dearly as possible against the encroaching Astartes. The Angels of Absolution surrounded the transept and prepared to push in simultaneously from all sides. They would make damn sure that there would be no escaping from this. And then, With a crash of bolter fire, they burst into the transept, firing from the hip as they rushed towards the Alpha Legionnaires. They, hidden behind whatever cover they could find, fired back in a desperate act of resistance. Soon the two sides were locked in brutal melee, chainswords and power weapons slashing out against one another, scouring Ceramite armor and mauling battle brothers on both sides. But it was, in truth, an uneven struggle. The Alpha Legionnaires were surrounded, and most of them were wounded and poorly supplied. Their stock in the war had dropped drastically with the arrival of Warlord Zephyr and his allies. They did not have a high view of the Alpha Legion at all, and the fact that they had been isolated here, whilst virtually everyone else had been withdrawn to the Bastion for escape, showed just how little value was placed upon them. Lord Arcos had committed a grave mistake when he had not abandoned the war on Vrax when he had the opportunity to do so. Zephyr had turned the entire conflict into one of maddened heretical chaos worship, something the Alpha Legion had been studious to avoid. Under their guidance, through the Cardinal, the Vraxian defenders had been a disciplined and organized military force. But with Zephyr, they had become little more than bands of maddened mutants. And with the Khorne worshippers aiming for nothing more than wholesale slaughter on both sides, Lord Arcos should have realized that this campaign was as good as over. But for some reason or another, he had not chosen to evacuate on the Aron Spain when the opportunity was still there, before the relief force arrived. And so now he found himself surrounded. His brothers cut down by bolter volleys or clubbed to the floor with chainswords or power weapons, many being dragged off badly wounded, but they would be seen to by the apothecaries of the Angels of Absolution. Hell, the Angels would see to the Alpha Legions wounded before their own, so intent were they to drag them back to the rock and extricate whatever measure of redemption they could from their poor souls. It didn't take long before Lord Arcos and 4 or 5 of his battle brothers standing back to back in a small circle surrounded by Angels of Absolution was all that was left. Still with dark blade in hand, Lord Arcos alone was staring down the muzzles of a dozen or so bolters, and each and every one of his brethren was enjoying the very same scenery. Lord Arcos was coming to appreciate the lesson that had been taught to Lord Commander Jolka, to Marshal Arnim Kagori, to Lord Inquisitor Hector Rex, to High Principe Drauka, to Cardinal Safen, and to the Vraxian command staff. Vrax fucks everyone in the end. Resigned to his fate, Lord Arcos took a good look at the Angels of Absolution in front of him, until he found the one in the most ornate suit of power armor. Then he pointed his dark blade towards Master Yafrir, and with a cry of defiance charged out against him. Meeting the challenge, Yafrir charged towards Lord Arcos, his power sword gripped in both hands, and thrust towards the Alpha Legion Lord. But the thrust was meant to incapacitate, not kill. And reading this, Lord Arcos lightly pivoted slightly off-center, letting the sword streak off his ceramite chestplate and bury itself in his thick shoulder guards. Now out of balance, Master Yafrir stumbled forward, and quick as a snake, the dark blade darted up, striking him in the faceplate, shattering it, and digging deep into the Master's face. Struggling to get away, Yafrir backed away, half-blinded. Arcos shoulder-charged him, sending him yet further off balance, and then, spinning, delivered a second hammer blow with the dark blade straight to Yafrir's torso, tossing him back onto the rubble-strewn ground
Hadd
below.
szóljon.
Now, standing over the badly wounded Yafir, Arcos turned his
Egész
dark blade
bandát
against the
kilőtt a faszra.
angels streaming in against him. They were desperate to rescue their leader, and threw themselves against Arcos one by one, also still bound by the order to not kill him. And so Arcos cut them down effortlessly, until a familiar voice broke through the chorus as Interrogator Chaplain Belphegor strode through the throng, closed his arcanum pointed toward the Lord of the Alpha Legion. "Yield," he shouted, "yield or be destroyed." Arcos simply laughed in contempt. What had he to yield for? Capture? Torture? At the hands of the Dark Angels? Ha. Even the Alpha Legion didn't treat their captives quite so cruelly. No, he was going to go down fighting, and hopefully be able to take a few more angels with him. Raising his dark blade in a mock salute, he charged towards the Interrogator Chaplain. But in Belphegor, he would find a very different opponent than Yafrir. The Interrogator Chaplain was not at all worried about taking the Lord of the Alpha Legion alive. He simply trusted that when he hit him, the God Emperor would ensure that he survived. And so, with a titanic two-handed blow, the Crozius Arcanum hammered into the Darkblade. Arcos had already been wounded, and his blocks were weakening. He parried one, then two, then three, then four, as the Crozius rose and slammed into his guard over and over and over again. Sensing that his enemy was weakening, the chaplain pulled back for one overwhelming attack. The Darkblade came up to meet the Crozius for a fifth time, but this time there was not enough strength in it. The blade was battered aside and sent flying out of Lord Arcus's hand. Staggering, the next blow caught him squarely on his helmet, cracking it and shattering the Alpha Legion Lord's face. Then, a second strike to the head sent him sprawling to the ground. Desperately trying to rise, blood streaming into his eyes from cuts across his face, Arcus tried to rise, only to be met by a third dazzling blow straight to the head, once again, smashing his skull into pieces. Belphegor hadn't even attempted to wound him. Not for a single instance did it occur to the Interrogator Chaplain that maybe he shouldn't smash his wounded and downed enemy in the head for a third time. He simply turned to the nearest angel and told him to go find an apothecary, and that this man be kept alive at all costs. Oh, and maybe disarm him as well so I don't have to smash him a fourth time. Unfortunately, in the time it had taken the Interrogator Chaplain to subdue the Alpha Legion Lord, Master Yafrir had passed away. The blood loss inflicted by the dark blade burying itself and shattering the lower portion of his face had overwhelmed even the Astartes' superior internal organs, and he had bled to death. Saying a short prayer over the body of the brave officer, the chaplain then took command of the strike force, and deemed the mission of the Angels of Absolution and the Dark Angels on the planet to be completed. They would now exit the battlefield and withdraw. Because, hey, who fucking cares that there was still a war to win, eh? Oh, Dark Angels. Cunts they may be, but they certainly know how to take a prisoner. And speaking of captives, I'm going to hold you guys prisoners for a little bit longer as well. The next episode, we will look at the duel between Liberatori Delictum and the Anarchy's Heart, as well as the Inquisitor's strike upon the last bastion of resistance upon the planet of Vrax, and the end of the siege. Until then, I have been Arch. Thank you all very much for listening, and I hope to see you all again soon. Have a good day.
Fogytam healingből, baszki.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Spiffing Brit, and today you join me in the fantastic game that is Total War 3 Kingdoms. My goodness, this game is absolutely smashing it at the moment. I mean, it's just so fun. You sit down, you play, and then suddenly you look at the clock and you wonder, where has all the time gone and what happened to the British Empire? But nonetheless, it's a fantastic day to be playing Total War 3 Kingdoms, and here I am today, mostly because so many of you on the last Total War 3 Kingdoms video were so excited to see it again. So here we are, but this time with some even better exploits. Last time I showed you how to basically cheese every single multiplayer game you ever did. Yes, that exploit's still in the game. Yes, we're in version 1.1 now, but hey, you know, can't patch everything, can you? And with that same logic, there's still a few exploits that I'd like to demonstrate to you today, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, it is most spiffing indeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let us dive into this video. Make sure you're first sat back, relaxed, you're nice and comfortable, because what a wonderful wild ride we're going to be having today. You're going to definitely want to be sat back with a nice cup of tea, because my goodness, there's some very strange things happening today in this world. So, firstly, what do you want to do? Well, we're going to hit new campaign. That's right, you can have your own new campaign, and you can pick from any of these fantastic people like Cao Cao or Sun Jian. Bearing in mind I have no idea who any of these people are because I have no clue about Total War 3 Kingdoms lore. The only thing I do know about is how to absolutely cheese games. You can play as He Yi or Gong Du. Oh, lovely people. Nonetheless, we don't want any of these fantastic characters. No. We want someone who's hard, someone who's a challenge like Mei Teng. Oh, look at this guy. Starting situation hard. Oh, goodness. What a challenge it's going to be, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's where you're wrong. It turns out it's not going to be hard at all. So why are we going to be playing as the fantastic Ma Teng? Well, it's because he has a very special little character and faction. His starting situation, whilst it is hard, is exceptionally unique because he is in a prime location of real estate. I mean, around him is literally just free real estate. He's surrounded by like yellow turban rebels. That's so easy to invade. It's fantastic. And to his left, he's got a lovely little friend called Han Su, and to his right, he's friends with Daddy Dong himself, the massive chunky overlord. I mean, I say overlord, he apparently is meant to be evil, but it doesn't really matter. What does matter, however, is that this faction has some very unique features. Our faction specialization is, of course, that armies can forage for food. When encamped, they can increase military supplies, and their playstyle focus is entirely cavalry and military supplies. And we have some very special, unique units, 3 to be more precise. We have the Quang Hunters, who are horse archers and very special. They're available to any of our generals, provided they're rank 3 or higher. Then we also have the Quang Marauders. These guys are even more special, and they're available for all characters rank 1 and higher. And then we also have the Quang Raiders. These are melee cavalry, available to all of our heroes rank 5 and higher. And as you might notice, they all are absolutely special as they have fatigue immunity. Fatigue basically means when your warriors are fighting, they're going to eventually get tired, they're going to want to sit down, but because these guys are so unique, for some reason they're infused by the power of Yorkshire tea gold itself and can just go forever. I'm imagining kind of like the horses riding around, and on the back it just has a little kettle and a perfectly balanced teapot, and that's what they run around with. I mean, the archers themselves, the like bowstring itself is probably made from the nice little tassels on the tea bags. Oh, that would be fantastic. Anyway, so Ma Teng has access to some fantastical cavalry. He also has access to a special line of buildings, and he is loyal to the Empire. Other than that, he has some extra special bonuses, and these are his character specializations. The fact that he gets plus 10% melee damage for shot and cavalry, he receives plus 100% income from silk and spice, and minus 15% upkeep for Quang units. That's right, all of his own special units here today, he receives minus 15% cost when it comes to actually upkeeping them. That's their monthly day-to-day running costs. I mean, it takes a lot to run an army. When we were playing Rome 2 Total War, remember, we managed to get the costs really low. Never quite to 0, although it is possible, but you do eventually reach a point where you're just paying your army on promises or payment. But nonetheless, we're going to just quickly start a campaign as Ma Teng. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in the fantastic game. Whilst you can see that this entire map is huge and it's literally the entirety of China. See, over here we have Korea, and then down here is Taiwan, and I guess over there is Japan somewhere. But we're only interested in a very small portion of China, and these are areas of China containing a special region. This is a horse pasture, ladies and gentlemen. A very unique little building. There are only 4 regions in the entirety of China which can build horse pastures. There's one here, a second one there, a third one there, and finally a fourth one is situated right over here, the other side of the mountains. And it is going to be our mission to collect those horse pastures. And you might be wondering, look Spiff, okay, why do you want to collect the horse pastures? The Qiang horse units are already 15% cheaper. How much cheaper can they get, and why would you want a horse pasture? Well, that's because horse pastures are very unique. As we can see, just having one of them reduces the recruitment cost of cavalry units by -5% and the upkeep of cavalry units by -5%. However, at the final level, it reduces the cost by 20%, meaning the upkeep of our horses and our Quang cavalry is reduced by not only -15%, but it's increased to actually -35%. Quite good indeed, almost half the upkeep. However, if you then pick up this horse plantation here, and this horse plantation over here, and then finally this one over here, you might notice that suddenly you've stacked 4 times the 20% discount on horses, meaning horses are 80% cheaper to purchase and 80% cheaper to maintain. Well, this is where things can get very awry, because you can also decrease it even further, ladies and gentlemen. I know. You see, down here in the tech tree with barded mounts, the recruitment cost for cavalry sinks even more into -8. Then you've also got hierarchical enforcement, so that's where you can have an extra army and all of your units go down 10% in terms of upkeep. So yes, today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be demonstrating to you how you can give yourself a completely free army, and by goodness is it fantastically fun. Now immediately, as part of your opening moves, you simply just want to move to the left and just start invading the Yellow Turban lands and just settle up a nice little power base over here. But remember, you don't actually need to expand that far. It's not really in your imperative to get too wacky and out there. But certainly for the time being, you can just attack them, and I mean, it's like a tutorial zone. You just simply delegate it. Wabam, easy victory. Fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. And then immediately after defeating that stack, you want to run on down here to Wudu, a fantastic little town, and lo and behold, again, ladies and gentlemen, just simply delegate it and get a nice easy victory. There we go, fantastic. The settlement is now ours. And of course, all of your opening moves are to just simply upgrade all of your horse pastures. If your ally over here is the one to colonize this horse pasture over here, because this isn't even a settled area, you actually need to send just a random dude over there with like a stack of 4,000 gold and he'll colonize it. If you're the one to do that, then fantastic. If it's one of your allies or a different empire, then it is in your best interest to just simply pay them something absorbent like 20,000 gold and then just have them hand over the land to you. Anyway, that's your first opening move, and from here on out, you're pretty much given free reign of literally everything. The Yellow Turban army, which was hanging around your settlement, will run away, and all you need to do is simply sit yourself in your brand new town and just fill up your army with a ton of units. Now, I mentioned that the Quang units are absolutely fantastic, and that's because they just are. Their one issue is how expensive they are to buy. Look at this guy, the Quang Marauders. Now, the Quang Marauders are basically a replacement for the Raider Cavalry, and as we can see, they have a slightly improved 1 extra morale. Then the next number is their attack power. They basically swing for a hit of 334 instead of 169, meaning they effectively do double the amount of damage that the standard Raider Cavalry does. They also have well over double the armor, and the only thing that they are lacking is that they are ever so slightly slower. Now, I do love the Quang Marauders, and they are fantastic. However, they are actually the weakest of the Quang units, if you could believe it, with the best one being these fantastic Quang Hunters over here. Now, these Quang Hunters are medium bow cavalry. These are simply meant to be archers, and they are also one of the fastest units in the game, and they also have the single largest range capacity of any unit in the game, where they cap out at 250 range. And I will have to explain to you, ladies and gentlemen, a bit later on why 250 range for a pair of horse archers is stupid and completely overpowered. I mean, look at the archers over here. This is a normal group of archers, archer militia. Their range is 200. The cavalry have an extra 50 meters range over the regular archers. This creates a bit of an issue because these horse archers actually have a further range than even turrets. Like actual massive mounted wall turrets, which are meant to outrange everything in the game, have less range than a bloke on the back of his horse with a tiny little bow. I just don't know what they were thinking here. But the Quang Hunters are also even better because they do more damage. They are also one of the fastest units in the entirety of the game, and not only are they fantastic at archery, they are also absolutely sterling melee fighters. The joy of the Quang Hunters is that you can have an entire army comprised of only them, and they will run around outrunning everything and outranging everything. They will fire off all of their arrows, and then what you can do is you can send them in to manually fight everything else that remains, because lo and behold, they're fantastic in melee combat. They are one of the most broken units I've met in this game, and by goodness are they fantastic. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, the thing holding them back is they're just so expensive. I mean, look at that, 160 gold to upkeep, 2,000 gold to purchase. We just can't afford it. Instead, we're just going to have to buy the cheap archer militia, as it's ridiculously cheap. But nonetheless, you basically started out with a perfect new army. What you want to do from here on out is to basically run around grabbing up all of the lands of the Yellow Turbans, then picking up a few of the settlements over here, and if you can, start expanding in this direction. And as soon as Dong over here dies of, I don't know, stage 17,000 diabetes, then what you want to do is just beeline into his nation and grab the Emperor. Now, you might feel a bit scared to do so because as soon as Dong dies, basically a massive civil war happens and you will become at war with a lot of people if you say you're going to grab the Emperor. But if you grab the Emperor and you say you're going to grab the Emperor, for some reason they are too busy to actually even stop you. So what I did was I just got a single general with a small group of spearmen who ran over there and just starved out the city. Then as soon as you grab it, the Emperor becomes yours, and everyone you were previously fighting suddenly becomes a vassal of yours, and peace is had across the land. It is one of the strangest mechanics I've seen, but hey, that's Free Kingdoms for you. But nonetheless, this is basically how you start out, ladies and gentlemen. You want to slowly expand and grab all of those fantastic horse settlements. But what happens when you eventually grab them all? Well, ladies and gentlemen, instead of having you sit down and watch the various 100 or so turns it took me to grab all the settlements, I will instead jump to the lovely final golden point where I got all of the settlements up and running. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I've jumped into the midpoint of the video when you were least expecting me, and of course I'm here today to remind you about the fantastical beverage that is tea. I mean, have you ever given it a try? Oh my goodness, it's fantastic. You know you want to. Join us. Join the dark side. Join us. But of course, yes, tea is absolutely lovely, and I'm here to remind you not only to drink tea, but if you are one of the greatest people in the world, and I know you drink tea, you're fantastic. You want to know what makes you even better? Someone who likes the video. Oh, they're just amazing, aren't they? Absolutely wonderful. I salute you. The Queen salutes you. And also, the person who sent in an A3 portrait of the Queen, which is now actually hanging above my office. It is huge and fantastic. Thank you to whoever sent that in as part of the fan mail competition. But I'm also here to ask you, what would you like to see next? And also, what beverage are you drinking? Is it tea? Is it a different kind of tea? But also, would you like to see Heroes of Might and Magic 3 next? Or would you like to see Kenshi? Or, I don't know, something completely different? It's all up to you. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I trust in your judgment and that it will be fantastic. And so I will leave you to enjoy the rest of this video because, yes, we have some horses to multiply. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, goodbye for now. And go get that cup of tea. So here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We are in about turn 80 of a random campaign of Total War Free Kingdoms, where as you can see we did the classical thing, we grabbed the Emperor, and as a result the entirety of the Han Empire became our vassal. Admittedly the Han Empire is just absorbed by everyone, but they're pretty chill about absorbing all of your vassals as long as you're pretty nice. And what we've done is we've grabbed all of the horse pastures in the game. We have the one we start out with, then we colonize this one over here, leveled them all up to level 5. We traded for this one over here, we purchased it off of someone, and then we slowly fought our way up to this region here, and then we traded for this horse pasture over here with the lovely faction that was holding it. So there we go, we basically got half of the horse pasture in the game by just simply trading for them. Oh, and also if you want to rush the construction of stuff to get these horse pastures up and running, you can just whack on an instant construction, and there you go, horse pastures complete. But now what happens if we want to say buy a unit or an army? Well, here is the fantastic Ma Teng. Him and his army, they've been doing a lot of fighting, and suddenly we're ready to recruit a horsey to fill up this slot. Well, when it comes to recruiting horses, something interesting has happened. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, you will remember a few moments ago to buy these Quang Marauders would have set us back around about 2,800 gold. Now they cost nothing. Their upkeep is also nothing, and yes, these are the best cavalry units in the game, better than all the other ones around them. Why is this the case? Well, they're just completely and utterly broken. But also, if you have a general who, remember, is level 5, they can start hiring the Quang Raiders. The Quang Raiders are even better. Look at these guys. They have a morale of 45, their melee charge bonus is 275, their melee attack rate is 45, which is almost double the Quang Marauders. Oh, they are absolutely fantastic, and they also have fantastic missile defense. If they're getting shot at by ranged units, they have a 65% chance to block all of the missiles coming their direction. And lo and behold, they're free. Oh, I'd love where we've taken this. So yes, we have created the perfect army, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen. It's lovely. But of course, let's say you get attacked by someone quite spontaneously. You weren't expecting it. You need to defend yourselves. Like, say, I don't know. What if, say, Han Sui over here, your trade partner, suddenly turns his back on you and he wants to take your horse pasture? Well, don't worry. He'll give you 1 turn's notice. He'll basically declare war on you, and then typically the AI attacks the turn after that, giving you 1 turn to raise up a ridiculous army. Because what you can do is just hit raise army here and just buy some random cheap generals, you see. It doesn't really matter which ones you buy, as we're going to create something fantastic. So we're going to buy Sang Yan, because he's only 1,000. Then Cheng here, who's only 200, nice and cheap. Who else is really lovely and cheap to buy? Sim Ya, he's quite cheap as well. Fantastic. So we have 3 lovely little generals here, all of which have some cavalry and some standard archers. But that's not really what we're looking for here today. We instead want to make them an army fit for fighting off everyone. And so in that case, you just want to literally flood their army with some Quang Raiders, and then as these guys can't recruit the Quang Raiders, just get them recruiting Quang Marauders. And this lovely general, he's super high level, so he can actually recruit these lovely guys, the Quang Raiders. Good stuff. But in the meantime, I'm also just going to grab some horse cavalry, and all of these standard archer militia that came with our army. No, that won't do. Instead, you just want to swap them out for actual cavalry units. We have no need for real archers, we simply want horseback archers. They're much more fun. So here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have added another army into our mix. This is an entire full army we've picked up this turn. And how much is this army costing us in upkeep? Right, so in upkeep, for the entirety of every single turn it exists on this battle map, it's going to cost us 14 gold. 14 gold. That means this silk trader over here, giving us 763 gold, can pay for this army how many times? How many times? Let's do a quick calculation, ladies and gentlemen. This single silk trader can support this army 54 times over. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, these aren't bad units. They're fantastic. They'll even win sieges for some reason. I have no idea why, but if you're ever in a siege, what you do is you just swap out 2 of these horses for, I don't know, 2 trebuchets, and you can get through just about anything. It is physically impossible to lose. Oh, and also we're making a ridiculous ton of money from this. I mean, just look at what we have. We have 7 armies active in the world. 2 of them cost us absolutely nothing. 1 of them cost us 14. Another cost us 412. 1 cost us 214. And then this army up here costs us 2,020. And it only costs us that because we're using a ridiculous amount of trebuchets, because trebuchets are also very broken. What a world we live in. What an absolute world we live in. But I would like to demonstrate the power of just how fantastical this army up here is. This is the best optimal army build in the entirety of this game. It costs you 2,020. Normally an army build like this, if we hadn't done the exploit we've done, would cost us an extra 2,000. So basically we've halved the cost of this army, and we filled it with some of the best units in the game. But the exploit that I'm going to show you just now, and why this is the best army in the game, is to do with 1 group of heavy spear guards. For this build to work, you need 1 heavy spear guards, as many trebuchets as you like, and then just a ton of cavalry. So I'll load up a quick save, ladies and gentlemen, where we're about to attack someone, and you can see just how overpowered this army build is. So a bit later on in a campaign, you find yourself in front of a city that you'd like to attack. Well, next turn we're going to attack this city, and I will demonstrate to you, the lovely ladies and gentlemen at home, how even though this city is going to display itself as a defeat for our army, this is the best army composition build, and we physically can't lose. Anyway, so let's end this turn, and next turn we'll be off for a fantastical attack. So this army is pretty much overpowered because it can move really quickly, really far, and has the ability to instantly siege down settlements. So what you want to do is this level 5 city, yep, this is a level 5 city, pretty fancy. As we can see, if we were to attack it now, we'd get a Pyrrhic victory and apparently medium predicted casualties. But what we're going to do is we're going to set it to a night battle, and even though they have an extra 1,000 men than we do, we're going to start this battle off right. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the game predicted medium levels of casualties. So for me to simply demonstrate the power of this, all I need to do is just not do that many casualties. So here we are in the game with this fantastical settlement for us to invade. Now, as this is quite a high level settlement, this settlement has the ability to actually summon trebuchets, I know. So they're going to probably place down a trebuchet wherever they have one of these areas. I'm not really a big fan of trebuchets as they can be very annoying. So what you you want to do is just simply deploy on a section of the wall where they can't deploy a trebuchet, like, I don't know, this random gatehouse over here. So we're going to deploy our entire army positioned right here. What you want to do is select all of your trebuchets, group them up, and just line them up right at the front. Don't worry, the AI is never going to actually rush out to take them. Oh, and make sure you set all of your trebuchets to flaming round, because flaming round, it is the most overpowered feature this game has. It's crazy. It does morale damage, it does explosion damage, it has crazy range. Oh, it's fantastic. I love it. Anyway, what you then want to do is get your spear infantry all lined up and put them into turtle mode. And then when in turtle mode, spread them out and get ready to advance them basically as soon as the game starts. Then you want to select your fantastical cavalry and get all of your ranged cavalry nice and lined up and line them up behind the turtle formation. And then what you do with the rest of your cavalry, it's up to you. You don't really need to do anything if I'm honest. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin. So the battle will begin, and naturally the AI is smart. It will deploy facing towards you, and they are in a good position, as you can guess, ladies and gentlemen, mostly because they have 3 towers on their side all facing towards us. Now these towers are amazing. If these towers were to hit any one of our units, they'd wipe out several of them in one go. If they were to hit a trebuchet, they'd shatter the trebuchet instantly, and that's a huge loss for our army. But what if there was a way around it? Well, allow me to demonstrate. We're going to march forward all of our fantastical turtles. Now these turtles are special little units because for some reason when in the turtle formation these spearmen receive 500% charge resistance and 100% ranged block chance, meaning if they are hit by anything they have a 100% chance to block it, the exception to this being trebuchet bolts. But the enemy only has 1 trebuchet and they've positioned it on the wall over here, meaning it can only shoot in this direction, so it's no threat to us. But anyway, you know what, it started, so let the trebucheting begin. And here come the first few volleys of trebuchet fire. Oh, and there we go, we've just killed 20 men instantly. Here they come. I love the trebuchet. It's fantastic. It just shreds through armies, and also it sets fire to everything. So there you go, another volley of trebuchet over, and suddenly their best unit, their infantry captain, is looking a bit worse for wear. Now our lovely turtle formations are now within range of these towers. You see, if we didn't have them in the turtle formation, we probably would have lost about 70 men by now, because these towers are absolutely shredding them. However, in the turtle formation, you'll notice no damage is being taken. So yes, now we're in range of the actual peasant archers on the ground. They're also going to shoot at our lovely heavy spearmen. But the heavy spear guards, once again, 100% range block chance. They can't be defeated. Oh, and those stuff we were shooting the trebuchets at, yeah, they've all completely routed. They can't stand up to what we were doing. So here we go. Basically, we're in a situation where the AI is just standing around waiting to get hit by massive flaming balls of fire, whilst my lovely spearmen soak up all of the enemy's ammunition. Now you see, these lovely archers are actually really effective. They're fantastic at defeating just about everything. However, they're terrible in melee combat and they have a limited supply of ammunition. As you can see, this army is down to 56% ammunition. Surprisingly, we've lost no one. Absolutely no one. Yeah. And whilst they're busy shooting our spearmen, the enemy AI, for some reason, similar to very old RTS games, is coded in a way that they will shoot the unit which is closest to them, meaning these fantastical ranged Krang hunters, they will never be hit, provided the spearmen are standing in front of them. Oh, I love this game. Anyway, Great Balls of Fire continue. Now, for the time being, I'm just going to halt all of our fantastic, lovely trebuchets, and away the cavalry goes, as the cavalry is now able to shoot, whilst the archers aren't able to shoot back, because the AI is too busy sinking all of their arrows into things they can't even defeat. I mean, just look at this fantastic turtle formation we have. But one thing that's even more impressive is that the fire archers that we have, these lovely little fire horses, they have a little bonus, meaning they can shoot fire arrows, and you can shoot fire arrows at the towers. Yes, that's right, these fantastic towers. Normally you'd think you'd have to lob a trebuchet at them to defeat them. No, if you shoot flame arrows into them, they will just set on fire and destroy themselves. It's amazing. Anyway, as you can see, most of the archers are running out of ammunition now, and we've also managed to simultaneously burn down all of the archer towers. Fantastic. Now, some of our poor horses, yes, they have sadly run out of ammunition, but don't worry, they will just go into melee mode and they can fight at a wonderful rate. Oh, these fire arrows are doing fantastic work. But also, I forgot, yeah, we still have a lot of trebuchet ammunition left, don't we? Right, trebuchets, away we go. Lob those balls in. Oh my goodness, what a successful battle this is going to be. Oh, it's going great. Right, any horses with spare ammunition, just hit their cavalry over there. So there we go. The enemy's towers are mostly being shredded up now. They've lost all of the towers on their front line here. Meanwhile, we're just setting fire to their horses. Now, in my many efforts to basically strive to having no casualties in this fight, what I'm doing, instead of actually sending in any of my horses or very high quality cavalry, just to prove a point, I am only going to send in my General Marteng, and he is just charged into the enemy spearmen, who are perfectly designed to defeat him, and they're just going to run away instantly. Especially if we activate our negative morale modifier and just lob in a couple of trebuchet bolts. There we go, that entire army is now routing over here. Fantastic. Oh yes, we're actually going to be able to do it. 0 casualties. Fantastic. Oh wow, the trebuchet crew actually just routed away from the trebuchet. I've never seen that happen before. What is going on there? I think we've done it. I think that could be a victory. Wow, the game really is stuttering. I think it's struggling to comprehend what's happening here. Oh wow, it really is. It's slowly dying. There we go. That's a victory right there, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. What a situation we find ourselves in. And of course, when you have a fantastical victory like that, you can just charge all of your cavalry in to mop up all the kills. Oh my goodness, what a game. So there we go. A perfect victory. A decisive victory. Remember, the game said Pyrrhic victory with moderate losses. Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, we just want a siege with no losses at all. Oh no, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no. Lost 0. Oh goodness. Oh my, oh my, oh my. So yes, we're just going to occupy this. Heck, we could sack it for 8,000 gold and then just run in the next turn to steal it. Oh yeah, right. We're just going to occupy it. I don't want to sack it. Oh, fantastic. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is Total War 3 Kingdoms, how to cheese the game. But there's another exploit, ladies and gentlemen. Of course there is. I'm the Spiffing Brit. There's always another exploit to be had. And this very special exploit is to solve the one limitation of our current exploit. Yes, we have a free army and can raise free armies that are fantastic. Let's say we've raised this fantastic person here. Well, they're great, and by great I mean pretty cheap. And of course we can fill them up with fantastically free cavalry units, the best kind of unit in the game. But what is the one major restriction of this fantastical feature? Well, it's the fact that we have a limit of the amount of armies we can have. We only allowed 14 armies running around the map at any one time. At the moment we have 12, if you can believe it. 12 horse-based armies running around, costing us practically nothing, effectively recreating the Mongolian Empire. But what if there was a way to have more armies? Well, the easiest way to having more armies is to either research it in the reforms, but even then there's a limit on the amount you can have, or in the court section, have another administrator. Administrators are fantastic. They give you +1 extra armies, they give you extra money, they give you extra everything. They are perfect. Absolutely perfect. However, there's a limit on the amount you can have. You're only allowed 5 normally. There is, however, one exception. A empire called the Yellow Turban Rebellion have access to a special building, whereas we, a fantastical normal people, can build a palace, which gives us 30% income from all sources and 30 prestige. The Yellow Turban Rebellion instead build a Yellow Turban Palace. One of the features of the Yellow Turban Palace is to have +1 administrators. Now, the Yellow Turbans can't get our incredible free horse units, but what we can get is their +1 free administrators. And the reason why is because whenever a rebellion fires in this game, a Yellow Turban Rebellion is formed. The Yellow Turbans will come into the settlement and replace all of the settlement buildings with their own buildings, meaning if you build a palace here, they will replace it with the Yellow Turban equivalent of a palace. Oh no, indeed, because this can be exploited quite heavily. Allow me to jump to a different save file to demonstrate this. So here we find ourselves a few turns later when I've unlocked the ability to build the palace. Now, building the palace, very easy. Wabam, it's just done. Fantastic, we now have a strong economy. But most importantly, you want to now incite a rebellion. What's the best way to incite a rebellion? Just quite simply charge them taxes and build this lovely building, the Royal Administration Office. Anyone can build this. Lowers public order by 8. It's fantastic. So this lovely building, giving us taxes, racking up a lot of unhappiness, is perfect. What you want to do is just build up a nice army, situate it away, and wait for the rebellion to fire. So I'll hop back to, ladies and gentlemen, happen once the rebellion's fired. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. The rebellion has fired. The fantastic Yellow Turbans have laid siege to our wonderful Imperial city. If you want to speed up this process a bit, you can just hire a random character level 1 and have them surrender the city to the person sieging them. Requires a little bit more setup, but it only costs you about £1,000, and for the payoff you get from this, it's very much worth it. I mean, money has lost all meaning to me at the moment because all armies are free. So here we are, the lovely little Yellow Turban rebels are laying siege to the city, and I'll jump back a few turns later once they've actually won the siege for the city and have taken control of it. So here we have it a few turns later. Once the Yellow Turbans basically took the city, we came in with 2 fantastic armies and just absolutely annihilated them out of the place. Now, because they took control of the city, as you can see, they swapped out all of our lovely buildings with their own versions. Like, they replaced our tax collecting offices with debating pavilions. Debating pavilions. Come on, people love tax. Why would you want a debating pavilion? So what you want to do is instantly convert that, and wabam, we got our tax offices back. But the building that they left us with, which is very impressive, the Yellow Turban headquarters. Very unique. This lovely bad boy provides +1 available administrator positions. And even though we don't actually have access to this building because it's not part of our faction, we're able to keep it and use its effects, meaning if we go to our court here, we have a spare administration position. Wow. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, a spare administrator position means another army. So we're just going to grab VP here, or whoever he is, and just lob him into the administrator position. Fantastic. And we'll just put him in control of one of our random settlements. Remember, by doing this as well, he's also going to make the settlement much better. Now, ladies and gentlemen, he has become an administrator, and that's fantastic. But what if I told you that this process can be repeated? Let's say you want to keep that building there, that's fine. You can build another palace at literally any different city. Say this city here, we've got another palace slap bang right here. We can incite yet another rebellion over here. The rebels come in, swap over all the buildings. We come in, defeat all the rebels. Lo and behold, we get another administrator position with another available army. More available armies, more unlimited free horses. Oh, it's just a cycle of life. But of course, if for some reason you don't actually want that building there, you decide, hey, it's not for me, I don't like it, I'd like another administrator, then don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, simply convert it away from being whatever it was, convert it into literally anything else. And of course, by getting rid of that, we get rid of one of our available administrator positions. However, we don't really, because the administrator's already been hired, so he's already got his job. And what's even more interesting, ladies and gentlemen, is if you fire off the revolt again, and of course it will fire off in just 2 more turns, we'll get another rebellion, they'll come in, replace it again, and for some reason in my testing, you get an extra administrator position, but instead of it saying, okay, it's now going to be 7 out of 7 administrators, it becomes 7 out of 7 administrators and gives you an extra slot to hire another, so you can make it 8 out of 7 administrators. Oh goodness. And you can farm this repeatedly, ladies and gentlemen. Constantly, you can be repeatedly farming this until you have 40 administrators, 40 unlimited free horse armies running around the map, setting fire to all of China, drinking all of the tea. And that today, ladies and gentlemen, is why Total War Free Kingdoms is a perfectly balanced game with no exploits whatsoever, excluding free horses. Horses are broken. Bugger me sideways with a tea bag. I think I'm now broken. And of course, as always, a massive thank you to all of the patrons, especially all of you new ones. We've had quite a large influx of brand new patrons, so hey, thank you, welcome. I hope you have an absolutely lovely time. Make sure to try out the Patreon-only Minecraft server that we've got running in the background. Anyway, thank you very much, as well as also all of you fantastic people buying the merchandise. Merchandise, in my opinion, it's not really ever, in my opinion, ever going to become an income stream for me. It is simply about just knowing that there are fantastic people out there looking very nice and jazzy in a very nice line of Spiffco merch. Oh, what a fantastic video it's been today, ladies and gentlemen. If you have enjoyed what you've seen here today, then make sure to give the video a like. It would absolutely mean the world to me. Thank you very much. You have a huge amount of thanks from me. And also, if you're wondering what video to watch next, then look no further than this one on screen now. Trust me, it's going to be right up your alley. Anyway, I've been the Spiffing Brit, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see all of you in the next one. Have an absolutely lovely day, and goodbye for now.
Hé, várj, ez még Cézán. Ennek Szebilánnak kéne lennie. Az meg, ha felupgrade-eldik, random lehet bármi. Oh, shit. Cézán nekem nem is kell. Már Fortress. Ugye? Cézán Fortress. Cézán Ledge Base Operator.
Oh, well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I just thought I'd have some fun there with the music. I absolutely love the way that you can kind of just mess around with epidemic sound. So, there's some lovely things here. What do we got? We got lovely Spiff drinking some tea. That's great. We got the crab rave up at the top. Personal favourite of mine. It's a very low quality GIF, but I love it. Thank you, Crab Rave, for being here today. Lovely to have you here, Mr. Crab Rave. Hello there. Welcome, everyone. I hope you're having a fun time. So, yeah, I have a question to ask. We have two opportunities here, ladies and gentlemen. We can continue the game of RimWorld, which we were playing last time. The Great East India Trading Company settled their first colony of Australia, and they were just basically killing off loads of their members whilst imprisoning people, forcing them to grow tea, that kind of thing. Now, we can do that save, or alternatively, we can start a new save, and basically in this new save, I'll be running one extra mod. And that one extra mod is the Zombie Apocalypse mod. Now, the Zombie Apocalypse mod is basically going to, I wouldn't say destroy the game, but it's going to add a slight extra layer of difficulty to our tea growing expeditions, considering, I mean, tea doesn't cure zombification. If someone gets bit, no matter how good they are at tea harvesting, they've got to go. So, yeah, the choice is yours. I'm going to make a straw poll, drop it in the chat, and then play a song, and you guys can vote on it whilst I'm doing that. So let me just make a straw poll. Very high profession, you know. Just give me, like, I don't know, 7 hours to make a straw poll. What question? New save or not? Yay for new save.
Az ki az egész Alien bázis kuka.
And there we go. That's the poll. And we're not going to allow multiple poll answers. Perfecto. Okay, I'll drop this in the chat now. So go and vote on this. It shouldn't take you too long. And then job done. Right, I'll play a song and see you guys in a second. What song should we go for? Choirs of War. That sounds good. Oh god, no, that's bad. A Hero Will Know? No, that's bad. Walk of a Legend? No. Over the Summit? God, some of these are pretty bad. I think this one's okay. Yeah, this one's fine. Right, see you guys in a bit.
201 már az. Bassza meg. azt nem hiszem el. Hogy ki tud baszni az a játék. Mi van Alien Base?
Right, I'm going to say that I don't even need all the time to cast a verdict on this one. It would appear all of you have successfully voted. Well, not all of you, but about 78% of people voted for a new save. Now, we could dive straight into the new save, or alternatively, we could destroy the old one first. So I think it's only really fair that we do just also destroy the previous old save. Maybe we should destroy the old save. Yeah, apparently people want it to be destroyed. That's fine. Okay, I'll try and load up the game. Even though I have the new mod installed, God, hopefully the game won't crash. Destroy the save. Cool. Okay, we'll destroy it then. Yeah, the East Rim World Trading Company. Let's load this bad boy up. Mods mismatch. It's okay. Load anyway. Don't worry. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be fine. 30 seconds, Spiff, please. 10 seconds is too little. It's okay. Don't worry. I'm sure the chat will calm down after half an hour and a load of tea sedation. It's okay, Minty. Maybe. There we go. All right, we're in the game. I'll just give you the screen. Well, bam. There you go. It's our live screen. It's so good. Oh, bugger. I'm beansing it up already. Right, there we go. Let's increase the volume a bit of RimWorld so you guys can actually hear what I hear. There we go. So this is our lovely colony. We, of course, have Stat Dog, Mr. Cliff Griff, the entrepreneur. We have Duckheed, our gardener, who we remove the... we removed his reproductive organs, as you do. There's Dragon Joe, there's of course Chase, there's Dapper. We have the Muffalo of Akona, our legendary donator, as you can see, top donator. Jesse Smith also made it in. Alchemy made it in. Carlos the Cum. And then we have Lazy Rider, Savina, Rare Night King, and A. Lambert, and Generic all made it into this wonderful game and had a wonderful time growing tea. But now I need to open up my dev console. You want to be the new cannon fodder? Well, don't worry. We've got a lot of cannon fodder, so don't you worry. All right. So what do I want to do? Not destroy all things. That would be a bad idea. I want to summon a thing. Where is it? Ta-da. It's somewhere around. I think it's the next tab along, isn't it? To force a invasion somewhere. Bum, bum, bum. No, it's not in here. Come on, where are you? God, it must have been in the first one. Oh no, instant. Here we are. Nope, that's more diplomacy incidents. Not what I was looking for. Right. As fun as it would be just to summon, I don't know, a super firestorm. Oh, you can force someone to give birth. That's not a good idea. Force resurrect people. A random spot just outside colony. Kill 5,000 damage, 5,000 flame damage, just loads of explosions and bomb. Wait, plus heat 10,000. I'm interested by this. Yes, please allow me to do this. Can I just superheat the air inside the prisoners' quarters? Oh, I want to see what happens here. Oh, please tell me we can just burn people alive. I mean, you know, it's perfectly fine. Okay, we'll just hit play. And then, yep, everyone's on fire. Well, it's a shame the colony had to end this way, but it just feels kind of right. And whilst we're at it, we'll also bit of interest for Her Majesty the Queen. I'm glad. Right, bam. We'll oh, there we go. Debug log has kicked in. Dragon Joe sadly died. Dipeed has died. The devlog is not happy. Maybe we can add in... Oh, where is it? Bum, 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 bum. Destroy. No. Add snow. No. Explosion. Boom. There we go. Sorry, colony. I'm not saying that I am playing God, but I am kind of playing God right now. There goes another one. Oh, and it's time to say hello to the prisoners who are melting alive. Who's the last one alive? Chase is doing quite well, so is Mark. Let's just finish off. Lambert has taken an explosion to the body. Lambert, how are you alive? Biologically, no, health speaking, your kidneys and legs have been removed, but hey, you're still alive. Good on you. Alright, where's that explosion? Explosion. Bomb. There we go. Bam.
Explosion!
And bam. Where's Chase? Here's Chase. And there we go. There's Chase. Oh, and who's left? Who's this person? Is this someone escaping? Oh, we had a random man in black join.
Robot.
And he's dead. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the previous colony dealt with. Now we can move on to the new one.
Legalább tudom, hogy
Right, quick back to the main menu.
más is
So
lehet.
now we do new colony. Oh, and we should also probably get that smooth jazz going, because otherwise it's not a true Spiffing Brit Rimworld. So let's get some... There we go. Just a nice bit of smooth jazz going in the background. F for the old colony, and Ave for the new one. So of course we want to start with that standard crash landed start, but of course we're just going to twist it. So we have a few options here. We can go for Cassandra Classic, or we're just going to go for Savage Randy Random. Actually, I prefer Medium Randy Random, because Savage Randy Random, he's just going to kill you. Like, there's nothing you can do. The guy just wants to beat you over the head with a shovel. So, yeah, we'll go for that, and we'll go for Reload any time, because, you know, it's a stream. We don't want to die. Seed? Oh, we can randomize that a bit. Actually, no. No, we can just call it T. The T seed. Nice. Well, bam, we're in. Generating. Such a good place to suddenly start watching. I know, thank you for joining. Right as we're about to start a new game. Instantly, we've had a £20 donation from Arhaz. Rimworld for the win. I've dreamed of being the new Save's drugged up slave, of course. Yeah, Zombies faction is kind of like the Boston Tea Party. Now we need to kind of set the zombie settings. So, when do zombies appear? I like when it's dark. That means we get zombies effectively every day. Where do zombies come from? Map edges work rather than soft ground, because then they can just turn up anywhere. We're going to have zombies attack all creatures, not just human likes. Actually, no, just human likes, otherwise they'll kill all the wildlife. What will zombies attack? What will they destroy? Doors, that's good. Zombie sense is normal. Zombie health, that seems good, yeah. They'll slowly recover, but they do die quite easily. They eat injured creatures and corpses, nice. Do I want suicide bomber zombies? Nope. No, I don't want any of those. They sound terrifying. Zombies per colonist. Ooh, 20 per colonist. So if we have 2 colonists, that's 40 zombies or whatever. That's fine. That's great. Never more than 500 zombies on the map. Excuse me, can I please reduce that to 40? Actually, maybe just 100. 100 sounds good. Days until zombies come. Let's give ourselves 2 days. Zombie speed if they're calm. There we go. If they're excited, we'll put them to 1 so that, you know, humans can run at the same speed and it's not terrifying. Zombie strength damage multiplier, they can be at normal. Blah, 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 blah. Risk that a zombie bite is infectious. 50, 50. Sounds good. Time until infection is known. Oh, I want to crank that up. I want to make it so that we have to make really tough decisions, because at the 20-hour mark, that's when we know if someone is infected or not. That gives us 4 hours to act upon it. I like that. Duration of infection, 6 days. Let's crank that down. Let's say 4 days. And then custom protection and stuff, blah, blah, blah. That's great. Lovely stuff. Perfecto. Now we need to choose where we're going to slap bam this colony down. I like playing in the forest, so I don't know about you ladies.
Látom őket, viszont tudom ágyvezni az emberémet.
Spiffy, take a sip of your tea and enjoy your game. I still want to try your tea, lol. Mate, just grab some Yorkshire tea, it's great. Oh, who's that? Darth Mac and Cheese. Thank you, Darth Mac and Cheese, for becoming a member. I salute to you, and the Queen salutes as well. She's very proud of you, thank you. I think maybe somewhere along this road looks good. I mean, it seems good for berries. The temperatures aren't bad. They seem quite good. 2C to 29C. Although it's not mountainous, that is an issue. So we're definitely going to want to put ourselves somewhere with mountains. That's a river. Come on, just give me somewhere with nice, meaty, large mountains. Like here. That's a river, not a road. Bugger. I just want a road with a mountain. What's this? Small hills? I kind of want something bigger than that. What about this? Mountainous. There we go. What? Zombies aren't set to easy die. Oh, that's fine. Zombies should be fine. We should survive, hopefully. I don't know how easy this is going to be. But yeah, we're going to slap down in this temperate forest. This seems good. And now we need to actually start making our actual team who's going to come out here. Now we want more than just the regular people we have here. So, who's going to be our first colonist? Well, that's going to go to the legendary, the wonderful, the fabulous Arhaz. So congratulations, Arhaz. You're going to be in this game now. Arhaz, you're in. How are you going to look? We can randomize this a bit. You know what? That's great. You're going to be a noodle boy with a spike on your head. You're going to be able to fight people. Biological age, we're going to crank that down. Greetings from Germany. I'm glad. And I'm glad you like RimWorld because it is the best game. What are your traits? Gourmand, so you love food. Physically hypersensitive, and you're a psychopath. You're going to do great here. Thanks for joining the crew, Arhaz. Your skills, we're going to crank up your cooking. We're going to make you the god cook. Maybe not quite 20. I'm going to say 14. Then we want Kane. Of course, we do need someone to be 100 Statman. Where's that? So we want to load a character. Statman. We're bound. There we go. Statman's going to be in the game. Someone gets to choose Statman. They're the god character. Last time we had Stat Dog. A physical dog took the human form of Statman. It's complicated, but you know, these things happen. Then we have Bodum Freak. I think Bodum Freak. Oh, Bodum Freck. That's what we're going to have to manage. I'm sorry, Bodum Freak gameplay. $50 though through Super Chat. Good lord. Thank you very much. Yorin is a gardener. You're a static and fast walker. You know what? I'm going to randomize that a bit. Medieval slave and medieval farm oaf. Oh, he's going to be the perfect tea farmer. I'm going to crank up that growing. Congratulations, Bodum Freak. You've been discovered as head gardener. I'm going to randomize your looks a bit. There you go. Oh, actually, I think we're going to go for burgundy. There you go. That's nice. Or top dog. I like that. Maybe again. Messy. No. Okay, wavy. You're going to have nice wavy hair. All right, who we got next? I do love the jazz of when people subscribe. It's quite nice. And then we've got Risa here, who is a apprentice oracle and casket builder. Well, we're going to need a casket builder because not only do we have to bury the undead, we also kind of have to bury our own dead because when we do these games, good God, there's a lot of dead people. By God, there's a lot of dead people. So you're going to be depressive and neurotic. No, we can't have that. Can't have a depressed character. Undergrounder and careful shooter. You know what you're in. We're going to buff up your shooting a bit and also make you a general constructor. That seems good. And I guess we can give you a bit of medical. Yeah, we'll buff up your medical a bit. So who's going to be this lovely character? You prefer to drink soda, but you hate coffee. Soda Tea Alliance. I mean, honestly, you can drink water instead of soda. That's quite good. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, gorgeous sausage. Thank you, Project Sixum. You know what? You've done it. You've wooed my heart and you're in this game. Oh, you are absolutely perfect. So, Project Sixum, congratulations. You're going to take on the body of this wonderful casket builder. I might need to just call you Sixum. Sixam, there you go. Bam, you're in. And then, of course, Judge Def just asked to be a character. Congratulations, Judge Def. We're going to give you the next one. So, Judge Def, what have you rolled? Because I haven't even checked yet. You're going to be Judge Def. Actually, no, we'll just shorten it to Def. So, it's Def without the A, which does technically cripple the word. But that's fine, you know. So, Judge Def is going to have a pyro... Oh, God, he's bloody pyromaniac. It's a hive-world drone. Oh, he's a pyromaniac. No! That's fine. You know what? We'll keep him. We'll keep him. Judge Def, you're going to be deaf to us all, but we might as well keep you. God, what are you going to do to us? Hey, you know, we'll make you a woman as well. There you go, Judge Def. Oh, perfect. There you go. Nice flowy hair. We're going to make you good at mining so that hopefully we can just put you in a pit in the ground and not have to worry about you. because by God, you're going to set everything on fire. Now we've got Eric, who we need to rename. He's going to take the wonderful Eric. Well, I think we should probably hand this to, the legendary Darman. 2 streams back-to-back, Spiff. This is going to be good. Thanks, Darman. £39.51. Bloody heck, mate. That's going to be a huge amount for my PayPal. Thank you very much. So there you go, Darman. You're in. Darman, you're a story-writing sheriff. This is great. You're going to, like, yeehaw the world. I love it. And you're super immune. That's brilliant. And you have a chemical fascination. So you love taking drugs, but the drugs have also given you an immunity to the drugs. I'm going to up your shooting so that we make you kind of like a mega shooty fighty boy. There we go. Congratulations, Darman. You're in. And then we have Mao. Mao, actually, you know what? I want to randomize your look a bit as well. Oh, that's good. I know, Darman, it's great. Thanks for that donation again. That is ludicrous amounts of money. 100 drug man. Maybe we can give Statman chemical fascination. Okay, right. Bam. Chemical fascination and chemical interest, maybe? Is that possible? The game says no. Fine. But chemical fascination it is. This means they really want to do drugs. Will I use my new second channel for anything? Maybe stream VODs, I guess I could put on there. That's probably a good idea. Maybe. That's somewhere to put them. Probably a good idea. Yeah, I really probably should do that. Anyway, new character. Mao is 16 and a wealthy student. I feel like we want to up that age a bit. Yeah, we're going to crank them up to 18. And what do we want them to be? Scout and bartender? No. Pyromaniac, civil servant? God, I don't want another pyromaniac. Shelter child, bartender.
Hello, Sir Spiff. Would you like to join me on a crusade?
Would I like to join you on a crusade?
If you agree.
I'd love to join you on a crusade. I love crusades. Pay me in the finest of teas. I'd love that. I would love that. Right. So I think Mao should be a coma child explosives expert. That does increase their mind. They're so useless, though. What's the point of having good social in this game? Okay, randomized again. Medieval slave, good, and bartender. You know what? I'm going to randomize that a bit. We're going to have them be a bush sniper, caravaneer, cargo pilot, castaway, cave tender, chemist. No, that's a bad idea. Clone farmer. Oh, what the heck is this? Oh, you harvest products from clone farms. Doesn't actually make you good at... Colosseum fighter. Jesus Christ, that's intense. Colonial governor. That's an opportunity. Right, congratulations. Whoever this is gets to be the colonial governor of the colony. We're going to really increase their social and animal skills. They're going to be a rootin' tootin' governor. Oh, I love that. First time capturing a live stream. Well, I'm glad to have you here, mate. Hope you have a lovely time watching. Okay, so you're going to be a medieval slave colonial governor, and we're going to make you a kind gay cannibal. You know what? This is everything I could have wanted in a character and more. Oh, who wants this wonderful character? Who'd love to be a colonial governor? Give me an application for your job. Why would you make a good colonial governor, but only in 2 words maximum? 2 words. Actually, no, I'll give you 3 words. 3 words as to why you should be a colonial governor. And not me. You actually have to have good reason. Because things, that's not a good reason. I suck. God, you know, that's exactly what I'm looking for in my colonial governors. I make tea. I like tea. So I'm gay. That's great. That kind of works. Don't audio clip that. Don't take me out of context. Don't be honest with me, please. God, don't tell her. Because I'm stupid. I eat people because I'm actually gay. Okay, so I've seen a lot of people saying I'm actually gay, and some people who say I eat people, but I'm yet to stumble across someone who is gay and also eats people. I mean, then again, I'm yet to actually stumble across anyone in the real world who does eat people. Will we test transplanting infected zombie organs? Haz, that's a brilliant idea. You're an entrepreneur after all, so that makes perfect sense. I'm very Aussie. Minty, you know what? You're right. Minty, you're in. I know some would say it's favoritism that I'm giving it to my moderator, but congratulations, Minty, the kind cannibal gay. So basically you're a kind female cannibal who, like, you find your victims and you're like, hey, you know what? I'd like to eat your arm, but I really like you, even though we're both girls, you know? That's cool. It's fine. It's 2019. Whatever year it is on the rim. And whilst you're at it, can I bite your leg off? And they're like, you know what? You've been so kind to me. Of course. Take my leg. Oh, if I come across any spices, there you go. Oh, and it looks like we've just got our 100 stat manners also. 100 stat manners just dropped by. Good lord. But there you go, Minty, welcome into the game. And Statman, bam. Statman is getting renamed to Rare Knight King because some bloke just dropped 79 quid. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Oh. Hello, Minnesota friends. Hello, Minnesotan friends. Rare Knight King. I think I'm going to have to put you in as Knight King. So I don't... Knight King? Yeah, you know what? Knight King will do. So there you go. Knight King, Rare Knight King, you've been given the... Actually, maybe Rare Knight would work. No, it won't. Too many characters. Rare King, but that isn't really your name. Oh, I'm hopefully going to play CK2 again soon. Thank you, Jesse Smith, for that very nice $10 donation. I'll put you in as one of the world characters. So, Nightkin, congratulations, you're in the game. You are the physically best character possible. You have bionic limbs. You're a god, basically. Well done. Now on to the real world characters who have a chance of basically stumbling into our colony. Kind female cannibals, kill them with kindness, essentially. You know what, Vigard? I'm going to drop you in as a kind female. Are you kind? No, you're not. You're Gorman, very neurotic. Let's randomize this. I just want something that's kind. Okay, gay nudist. You know what, Vigard? If we stumble into a gay nudist, congratulations, we found you. You're a child spy and colonial settler. Vigard, I hope we wander into you. Next, we've got some guy called Noob, who's an alcohol addict. That's going to be going to Jesse Smith. Well done, Jesse Smith. It's just going to have to be Jesse Smith, sadly, but congratulations, you're in. You once were a turtle herder, and then you became a Space Marine medic, so congratulations, Jesse Smith. We might run into you. Then we have a medical assistant sculptor who has an immense artery blockage. Oh, okay, that's great. We can hand this to... Oh, thank you again, Judge Dave. Very nice of you. We're going to be handling this one to Star Rider. Hello, Star Rider. Are you having a nice evening? Hello from Sweden. I am having a nice evening, Star Rider.
You having a nice evening? I say hello from Sweden.
Oh, all the way from Sweden. There you go. You're in this game. And I am having a lovely evening. Thank you very much to everyone watching, by the way. And hey, if you are enjoying this wonderful RimWorld stream, you can give the stream a like. Mwah, it makes my day. It funds more coffee. Well, no, it funds the destruction of coffee. Actually, God, I almost slipped up on my words there. Good Lord, I hate coffee. I actually do. It's a disgusting thing. It's bitter. It tastes like sand. And then you have tea, which is smooth. It's beautiful. You add a bit of milk. So nice. Maybe if you have a bit of a sweet tooth that day, you add in a little bit of sugar and... majestic. So thank you very much, Star Rider, you're in. Next up, we have someone technically called Phil. They're a coma child torturer who's a psychopath masochist. Who should I give this to? Let's scroll back to someone a bit earlier. We have good old... someone donated Filipinian money. I have no idea what Filipinian money is. It's PHP. That's great. I love PHP. We have Mike Games. You know what, Mike? You're in. We've got Mike Games. Mike Games, a coma child torturer. And then the next character is literally called Mark. What a strike of luck. Oh, wait, no. Oh, that's Mike and this is Mark. Completely different. Smith is just having a stroke. MWF wanted a character named Wilfred, so we can actually do that. You're going to be somewhere in the world, Wilfred. Wilfred, you're a story writer, and you're only 19, so we might never find you, but hey. Then there's Clover. That's great, Clover. Who wants to be Clover? And give Clover to... You know what, let's give Clover to someone in chat. If you're feeling spicy and you want to like the stream and take a character, give me a shout as to why you would make a great physically deaf, optimistic, kind, deep space miner. We got, who's this? Bethany Harris. Okay, fine. Bethany Harris, you're in. We're gonna have Bethany Harris. Bethany Har, it is. That's fine. Let's randomize this a bit. Probably should give you a female body, shouldn't we? And we'll go for... There we go. Actually, no, let's just randomize this a bit and stop. And then we'll also set your... Oh, wait. I was going to change skin color. How do you change skin color again? I know there's a way in this game. Body type, is it? What does this slider do? Oh, no. This is just... Oh, my God. You can make someone the whitest thing physically imaginable. What? This slider is useless. They're just A4 sheet paper white. That's fine. You know what? We'll roll with that. Congratulations, Scout Deep Space Miner. And then we've got Phase X, a zombie executioner apparently. Okay, I'm sure we can put you in. So PHASEIX. You want to be a zombie executioner. Apparently you're a coma child charity worker, but I'm going to change charity worker to executioner. I'm pretty sure it is on here somewhere. Executive officer. You know what? Executive officer, probably around about the same thing. Congratulations, you're in. And then last character. God, I'm going to randomize this entire thing because that was terrible. Oh, actually, no. This is perfect. This person has alcohol addiction, and they're a music idol and prostitute idol. Right, who wants to claim the prostitute idol? Oh, God. You have to be an alcohol addict. A beautiful superimmune. Oh. Oh, Daft Mac and Cheese. How is the best cup of tea prepared? Do you add cream and sugar? No, I don't add cream. I add milk, semi-skimmed. Oh, Dr. Skeletor. What tea do I drink? I drink Yorkshire tea, English breakfast tea. It is majestic. It is honestly wonderful. But Daft Mac and Cheese, I'm glad that you love the new Patreon update. I went from basically having it be a regular Patreon to then going, you know what? I want this to be a peasanty medieval themed, and I love it. It's done wonders. But there you go. Who are we going to lob into here? We can add Daft Mac and Cheese, I guess. Yeah, I think we should probably... Let's add Daft Mac and Cheese. You're going to make a great... Daft Mac and Ches. Daft Mac and Che. There we go. Congratulations, you're a prostitute.
But I'm sure it is just as good as tea from Yorkshire.
And then we're going to add in another person who is literally a trash character who is addicted to drugs, and we're going to give them to Dr. Skeletor, who wanted an artsy person. So, you know what? You've kind of got it. You're going to be Dr. Skeletor, though. I'm going to crank up your artistic stats. So if we ever wander into you in the world, bam, you're in. Oh, right, you know what? I think that's it. I think that's great. There's going to be loads of other people in the world we're going to stumble into, but for a starting colony, this seems good. Any random relationships? There are a few, I guess. Now we just need to give ourselves some guns so that we can survive. So I'm thinking a few assault rifles sound good. And then, oh, the bowlers are great because they allow us to capture people. And then we're going to want a large quantity of Twinkies, aka survival meals. Otherwise, we will literally just die because we won't have food for quite a while. And we are trying to keep 7 colonists alive. So there we go, 200 meals. Let's get in a few more components than that. Honestly, the armor is useless against zombies, so we'll get rid of all of that. We have a female husky, apparently. That's cool. Someone can be a dog. Actually, no, let's have 2 of them. And I want to make sure I have a ton of wood as well. Good lord. Rare Night King donated. Good lord. Rubbing off stickers. Why are you so sticky? Oh, God. Oh, well. Thank you very much, Rare Night Gaming. Jesus Christ, that's a huge amount of money. Thank you very much. Myself, I'm going to have to tell my fiancée about that. She's going to love that. I'm going to be able to go for afternoon tea with that. That's incredible. Thank you very much for your super generous donation. And Rare Night King, Night King it is. And I hope you enjoy rubbing it off at work. It's no questions asked. Just enjoy your job of rubbing. Oh god, I have the bomb selected. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Right, perfect. We're in the world. What is our world? Oh, I like this. Look at this horrific cave system we have. Oh, that is beautiful and disgusting. Oh, doesn't that just say massive death trap? I love that. Oh, that is brilliant. And there's a nice little house up there. I mean, we could build here. There's a ton of muffalo here. Oh, that's brilliant. I love the muffalo. Muffalos are great. But I guess this looks like a fun place to build into because we can have a door here and a door here. Oh, I quite like that. Or, actually, we could just build a mega wall up here and then all of this space is ours. So yeah, you know what? I think we'll do that. That looks like a great idea. Let's get everyone down. Ah, 6am. Yeah, 6am. Quite a difficult name, but you know what? We'll manage it. I'm sure we can. Thank you very much for another $5, you generous sausage. Oh, Alkalinti donates $20. Congratulations, you become the dog. Where is it? It's in bio, isn't it? No, it's training, isn't it? Well, congratulations, you've spawned in as a husky. And if I remember correctly, the stream chat does love saving all of the animals in our colony. In fact, they choose to save the animals over literally everything else that I have. Everything that I've been working on. It's like, hey, we've only got one medicine left. But no, everyone's like, let's just feed the dogs. That's fine. And heal them. Sure. Thanks, guys. Don't mind everyone starving to death. I'm sure we can find food elsewhere. Spoiler alert. We did actually manage to find food elsewhere. We didn't have to eat all of the muffalos in the end. But yeah, God, I love these remote streams. Right, let's get to work. So immediately we want to deforest the entire area of the world that we are in because we hate trees. And now we want to start building the mega area. So I want a great big office block, basically. Oh God, I didn't see that ship chunk. That needs to be deconstructed. And then I guess we just build up some walls up here.
How's it going?
And like, I don't know, here. This will make for a good freezer, I guess. We'll have this as a freezer. It's basically a free freezer that we've been given already, so that's cool. And we got a free power source there in the form of a geothermal geyser. Although we best not use it, otherwise we will literally melt ourselves to death. This can be someone's room. This can't be because that's just way too small. And I guess we whack in a door kind of about here. That seems fine. And then, of course, we want a growing zone because we're going to want some tea. So we whack down one growing zone here. And this one's going to be potatoes. And then we're going to want another one. Oh, God, that just added a... Okay, that's fine. We can have extra growing zones. This one's going to be rice. Where is it? Rice plant. And now we finally want, in the zoning section, the incredible greatest crop in the game. Where is it? Bam, 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 bam. Tea plant. It requires 5 skill, and it is wonderful. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Mwah.
That's not a knife.
Puts on alert. Okay, right. You know what? I think it's time we do the work orders. We want manual priorities. I want everyone on maximum firefighting, because we do have a pyromaniac. So, yeah, thank you guys for that. And then we'll set everyone to maximum on patienting. We want our scientisty guy to be our doctor. Oh, wait, actually... Our scientisty guy is 100 Statman. So literally, 100 Statman can be whatever he wants to be. He's just incredible. Honestly, if we need a job, he's going to do everything. He's so good at everything. So, yeah, maximum everything. That seems great. We'll also have... everyone can do a little bit of plant cutting and mining. Just not ridiculously high priorities. Artistic, I doubt we're going to be able to do much artistic. Oh, we can have the oath on hauling. Congratulations, Bodum Freck. You're going to be a legendary hauler. No coffee, only tea. Exactly, only tea. There is coffee in this game. We're not going to make any, because it is a heretical beverage, and not what we should have. Anyway, bam, we can immediately start setting up a freezer. This is great. Oh, God, I feel like I'm really getting ahead of the game. Brilliant. It's nice to be able to play RimWorld and, you know, not be failing constantly. We want to clear all. And allow rotten and fresh foods, and that's all we want in there. And everything else can be stored in this corner over here, in, you know, just the pile of stuff. That's what it's going to be. You're going to put a cooler instead of a heater. Look, okay. I'm not going to make the same mistake as last time where I just filled the base up with coolers and was asking why nowhere was being heated in the winter. I won't make the same mistake again, okay? Right, now we need to choose who's going to be our fighters. So, Judge... Oh, Sixum, congratulations. You're going to have a gun. Minty, God, you're not going to have anything. Has nothing. Nightkin, of course, 100 stat man. Grab a gun. Judge Def isn't terrible. Wow, we really don't have many fighters. Darham, however, you can definitely grab one. You're going to do wonders with that. You know, Minty, just grab the crappy pistol, actually. Bowden Freak. No, Bowden Freak. You're going to have the survival rifle. And I do believe that leaves... Yeah, that's all the guns taken care of, actually. Job done. Perfect. Right, now that we have one room done, I guess we start actually filling it with beds and stuff. And also building more rooms, because people don't like sleeping outside in this game. I know, how rude of them. They're so... Just so, I don't know, selfish, I think is probably the best word. I think we can actually put someone over here quite happily. That's kind of like a nice little pre-built area. Just whack down a wooden bed there. I'm glad that you have a gun, Sixum. Use that gun wisely and don't kill all of your friends. I get very annoyed if you did. Nightkin, because you're the god, I'm going to need you to deconstruct this ship chunk. It normally takes a long time, but you are 100 stat man, so that thing's just going to melt. Well, figurative of speech, it's going to melt. It's going to take quite a while, nonetheless. But you get there you go. I mean, normally that takes forever, so not bad. And we're going to drop that in. Nice. The walls are almost done. The trees need to be cut. God, all of these trees need to be cut. I just want this entire indoor area. Just please remove the wildlife. We don't want wildlife here. What is Ahaz doing? Oh wait, we've got medicine over here. Ah, yes. We do want to look after that. Oh. I love the smooth jazz. It's great. Guys, we need to team up. Oh, I like that. To get rid of coffee once and for all. I like that, Mark. That's very good. Classic Mark, waste of space. There we go. So we now got the roof over our heads, which is a good start. Oh, I also need to put a bed in here, don't I? So yeah, we'll put a nice little wooden bed in there. That can be someone's room. And now we just start doing the classic spiffing thing of just whacking rooms on into areas where rooms just shouldn't go. And they look quite disgusting. But you guys have to put up with it anyway, because in this world, I am God. Yes. Right, so I want... Perhaps we have like a little corridor section. So we can go up like this. I think we can probably fit kind of like 3 bedrooms in here. Someone's going to be given like a really bad bedroom, and then someone a not so good bedroom, and then someone a god tier bedroom. But that's just the way the world works, you know. Oh, my tea propaganda worked. Cypher Ace, I'm glad that I got you to enjoy the heretical beverage. Oh no, you still enjoy the heretical one. Oh, that's horrific. Okay, I take that back actually. Oh, I can't believe it. Come on, once you try tea, you shouldn't ever need to go back. It's just no need to. Nothing compares. Nothing compares. Oh, and of course, I guess we want a door here, otherwise we're just losing a ton of heat, I guess. And then we're probably going to want power. And for that, I guess we have a wind turbine. And... God, where are we going to put this where I'm not going to accidentally block it? Maybe we just research geothermal almost instantly. Geothermal takes a while, doesn't it? Where is it in research? Geothermal power plant. 3,200. I can do a cheesy cheat and debug insta-finish it, but alas, I won't. We're going to actually have to research that one. A shame. What does it require? Simple research bench. Bam, that's easy. We can plop that bad boy in here. And we need a dumping zone, don't we? Okay, we can dump over here. Lovely. Spiff, are you designing a prison architect prison or a colony in RimWorld? There might be prisons. Yep. Oh god, crazy gamer. I'm pretty sure if you capture a prisoner and remove their genitalia, that is in violation of the Geneva Convention. But also, how did you know my game plan? We have 1 day and 14 hours until the zombies come. We don't have gun turrets, but eventually we will. For the time being, we can't do anything when they arrive. But you know, it's fine. Oh, we can harvest some apple trees. That is a good idea. That's a great idea. Oh, people need recreation. Okay. Give them the old horseshoe. Nothing makes people happy like a good old stick in the ground to throw hoops at. The old hoop and stick. And I also realised that I want more people on plant cutting. Right, Boodum Freak the Oath, you're going to be mega plant cut. I want you cutting plants or hauling stuff. The choice is yours. And, you know, everyone can do a bit of plant cutting. If you've got nothing to do, just lob down a tree. Spiff and Dick Rippers join forces. I know. Wait, Minty, did you just agree to not having... That's true, you are safe. Technically, your character, the legendary sheriff of these parts... I mean, for a sheriff... Oh, wait, no, you're not a sheriff. You're the colonial governor. How on earth do you go from being a medieval slave to being a governor? Like, that is... What a stretch of life. That's brilliant. What a nice, kind, gay cannibal you are. Hello, Spiff. Hello, boss dude. 320. This looks like oxygen not included. Well, it's gonna reach those kind of points. My God. Hey, Spiff, just wanted to say... Let you know that I switched from coffee to tea. Oh, and now your acne is cleared up, your dog came back, and my GPA went up 6 points. Bam! Using the magical properties of tea. I'm sure that was all tea. Definitely. The maths checks out. Oh, right, come on. I want to get rid of all of these trees. Let me kill the trees, please. I don't personally have anything against them, but they gotta go. Chop wood. Chop the wood. Cease being wood. I want you removed. I do need the wood, to be honest. We need it for building. Oh, hello, Toto the table. Have some baguette. Oh! It's a baguette from the foreign lands. Don't eat without a table. Oh yes, the classic Rimworld issue. Never eat without a table. Hey, Bodum Freak, what are you doing over here? I keep calling him Bodum Freak, but it's Bodum Freck. What am I... You walked all the way out here just to eat a Twinkie. What are you doing, mate? Fine. No, I'm not going to judge. You do as you please. And, okay, we do need that table. Otherwise people get sad. And we're going to have a nice outdoor dining area because we're quite modern that way. So there we go. And there we go. Some beds are in. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beds. So tonight... 2 people are going to be sleeping on the floor. Although I say that, one of the beds isn't finished and 2 of the beds are outside, so... the choice is yours. Spiff, should I make chai or Earl Grey? Ooh. Chai tea is actually quite tasty. Earl Grey, you have to be in a certain mood for it. Earl Grey is quite powerful. It's certainly not a tea that... It's not like a go-to tea. It's not as easy to go down as like English breakfast is. Like when you have an English breakfast, you can just neck that. Honestly, I can drink more English breakfast than I can drink gin. It is a wonderful thing. How's the planting going? Apparently, we haven't planted any of the potatoes, but we have planted the crops that we can't eat. We planted the tea. Have we done any rice? No, we've done none of that. That's great. It's been a great first day. Oh, God. Also, the dogs need to sleep somewhere. We'll just put them in this... Actually, I suppose we can put them in the main room. That seems like a good idea. Perfect. Bingo, bango, bongo. And maybe this can be someone... No, we can't, because we need it for geothermal. So that's useless. Come on, can someone finish off these walls? Good on you, Minty. There you go, Minty. Finally finish off those walls. Lovely. Actually, no, there's just a wall. Still, yeah, there's just one wall that no one has done. At least Nightkin gave him... Nightkin? Just because you gave the largest donation doesn't mean you get to steal the best bedroom. I suppose it does, actually. Maybe that's how it works. Wait, hang on a second. Whole body ambrosia warmth. Have you been doing drugs? Hang on a second. How do you have ambrosia warmth? Oh, well, how's your social going? Oh, everyone likes you. You're having a fun chat with everyone. That's good. That's very good. Right, so who didn't get a bed? Darman didn't get a bed and is busy researching in the dark. Good on you, Darman. Good on you. You know what? Whatever works for you, mate. I'll give you a lamp because I'm a generous overlord. Judge Def is sleeping on the floor of the freezer. Good on you, Judge Def. And let's just speed through this night. A successful first night. Wait, I forgot we have a second dog. Okay, we need to name this dog. Who are we going to name it after? Probably Crazy Gamer. Oh, God. What if gin and tonic was mixed into one drink? What? Is that even legal? I feel like that has to be illegal. But it would be quite fun, wouldn't it? I'd actually no, I say that. I did actually have gin which was mixed with tea. So I recently met up with oh, thanks, Crazy Gamer. Anyway, you're in as a dog. So basically I met up with Lionheart and he made his own gin. He went to visit a gin factory and one of the ingredients they recommended he put in was Yorkshire tea gold blend. And so I had gin because he gave me some of his lovely gin. And it was Yorkshire tea gold blend. It was lovely. What is objectively the best drink? Milk. Milk is... I mean, people who are lactose intolerant probably won't agree with you. But, I mean, it's not bad. So, quite good. Yep. Right, actually, even though we are doing geothermal power plant, I feel like we should probably do tree sowing first. Actually, no, I feel like we should just start out the game with tree sowing. So I really want to cheat this, but I won't. I won't. No, we will research this manually. It's not my fault that my colony just burns through wood. Like, genuinely. Actually, no, we do need that geothermal, otherwise we are buggered. Right, bam. And to help with the work, I want a chair. And I want someone dedicated to round the clock working on research. Who's our best one? 10, 8... Right, it's probably... It's going to be our entrepreneur. Congratulations, Arhaz. You become head. Work out how we can turn steam into power. Oh, and the tea crops are going down. Thanks, Borden Freck and Nightkin. Oh, God. Jesus Christ, Ryoko Hasu. That's pretty dark. Oh, we got 3 colonists who are idle. Okay. There's an easy way to solve that. Just have them set to chop wood. Bam. I want all the wood gone. I also want all the food harvested. Just anything that can be harvested. Give it to me. Nice. There we go. Oh, good lord. Rare Knight donates another 50. $50 Spiff, don't expose my addiction of rubbing stickers to get sticky. Well, it's not my fault your job is rubbing. Dang it. Also, thank you for naming Nightkin as the only monarch. That is a good point. Yes. Yes, we can't call him Night King. Night King works though, because Night King, yes, would violate our rules of loving Her Majesty, as it would distract us from our benevolent overlord and lovely person that is the Queen. You know, we'll just build another bedroom up here. It seems fine. Wabam. And let's just whack in a bed. There we go. They're going to have an apple tree. We should probably get rid of that from the room. They probably don't want an apple tree in their room. And maybe we can give some... Yeah, we're going to put someone's bedroom next to Nightkin. Just so that they can experience what it's like to sleep next to 100 Statman, the physical god of almost everything. And we'll give him a nice little bed. There we go. Bam. Perfecto. Lovely. Now everyone should hopefully have beds. I know, I'm such a benevolent overlord, aren't I? Anyway, Arhaz, how are you doing with the research? I feel like I need you to go even faster. 115 out of 3,200, oh god. Oh, hippity hoppity, your organs are now my property. Yep, that's how this works. Oh. Wait, Darman, why are you sleeping out? Oh, I guess no one built beds today. Classic. Sorry, Darman, you have to sleep on the floor again. Oh, and Judge Def. Classic Judge Def. Oh, well, at least we have some berries and apples to eat. That's nice. And also ambrosia. Isn't ambrosia like a pretty wacky drug? It can generate a mild addiction. Okay. It's a mood-increasing drug, but it may or may not drive you mad. We'll have to see. Spiff, have you ever drunk mint tea? I have. I have. Elucidation Studios, you only have access to iced tea. Don't worry, if you tweet the guys at Yorkshire Tea, they'll give you a source for English breakfast tea. Mad squirrel! Oh no, where is it? Jump to location. Devastating. Right, who have we got nearby? Minty? Minty, I kind of want to see you fight the mad squirrel, but just in case, I'll also summon Nightkin, the man, the myth, the god. But Minty, please try and fight this squirrel. Yes, Minty. Good try. Go on, use that one shot. That one accuracy. Wait, did you get a hit there? No, of course you didn't. Right, Nightkin, just kill it. And Minty, run, because you can't fight. Oh, and that's what I'm talking about. One shot, one kill. Well done, Nightkin. Well done. Poor little squirrel. Its body was annihilated by an assault rifle. Everyone gets beds. Next, you'll keep their kidneys. I know, we're giving them so many lovely things. It's too much. Too much, honestly. So, okay, we got that down. Now I guess we also want a butcher's table. So that we can turn all of the dead creatures we pick up into food. A coffee German or a Napoleon Frenchie? Ooh. Oh, that's quite difficult. You ask me a very difficult question, sir.
Ceylon tea is the best kind of tea.
Oh, Ceylon tea. Oh, Ceylon tea is quite unique. Very wacky. It's good stuff. Wait, Minty, you still on duty? You are. Minty, get back to what are you doing? Moving mushrooms around. Minty, you shouldn't be eating wild mushrooms, you silly sausage. Not that we have any sausage. We haven't unlocked it. Oh, God, I feel like it's going to take Arhaz too long to get this power thing going, so, I feel like I need to step in and do it myself. Also, this storage zone, no food. No food. You're not allowed it. Right, Minty, I'm going to build you a wind turbine. Oh, wow, technically we can build one here. Okay. Bam, we'll do it here, and then I want everyone to just get rid of all of these plants. Job done. There we go. We're actually going to be able to get a lovely solar panel sorted. Great. But no sausages until you start organ harvesting, right? Of course. Oh, God. Nightkin! Why are you binging the ambrosia? Oh, God, he's getting high off drugs. Great. Great. You're very happy because you're feeling ambrosia warmth, but you don't need it because you have a joy wire, which is like a metal thing in your head that's forcing you to be happy constantly. Why did we dump the squirrel carcass over here? Okay, I'm not going to ask. I'm just not going to ask. And butchering table, we're going to have butcher creature forever. Just do forever. Yay for drugs. Yay for drugs indeed. Ba-da-da. He's getting high on drugs. I know, I'm so annoyed. The only drugs you should be getting high on is the relaxing, smooth taste of tea. The greatest of all. Come on, can we get this great big wind turbine finished? Eventually. How much wood do we have lying around? 1,597. Okay, good. That means we can start Operation Stockpile. So we're going to designate this entire area as a stockpile. So going to expand this one. Bam, there we go. Now it's bigger. And in everywhere that isn't the stockpile, we're going to add in a wood floor. There we go. So these people's bedrooms, wood floors. I know. We're being so nice. Of course, not Nightkin. Nightkin has superior, like, what is this, sandstone tiles or whatever? God, he's fancy. You know, we're actually even going to give him an end table as well. Despite the fact that he's, you know, running around doing a load of drugs, we're going to give him a nice little table. And also, we should probably give people lamps in their rooms. Or just lamps in general. I feel like lamps would be a fine addition to everything. Probably should get on with them. Oh. We need a tea review. You know, maybe I could get an actual... I might be able to get sponsored or something like that.
Itt az operátor, ezért jöttem.
We should also set our lovely people to mine. Get them mining away.
Meg kell szereznem.
Great. Bam! Windmill's up and running. There we go. It's going. And now I want it to freeze a place. There we go. Is it working? Is the temperature getting reduced? I think it is. Come on, reduce it down. Yep, the temperature is slowly dropping. Perfecto. We've done it. Perfecto. This is lovely. There we go. We're building that end table. Nightkin's room is going to become something incredible. How is it now? It is a... it's 0.3. So it's not the best. But it is certainly the best room we have available at the moment. So you can't complain.
Ott a köcsög izé.
Oh, Harry's here. Hello.
Rollator.
Good thing the heaters are the right way around this time. Yes, they are indeed. I know, it's great. I was going to add you as a mod, Harry. There you go. He's my editor, by the way, so... Yeah, if you want something in the video, I don't know, you just say you like him.
Ez jó, hogy ez kijössz, mert így legalább biztonságban belkaphatom. De meg beolvéshatok.
I think... What is going on over here? Oh, we're just adding in the cables. Good stuff. Good. You know what? Not a bad first start. Apparently there are zombies, though, because they have technically started spawning in, so there might be some around the map. What have we got over here? Oh, we got the death bugs, the mega spiders. Right, I just don't want to do anything about that. It's dormant, so we don't need to worry about it. There's a boom rat over there. Just nothing up here. Some muffalos. Nothing from the north. Nothing from this side. Good. No zombies at the moment. Although actually they do spawn at night, so maybe they'll come tonight. That would be a bit of a pain. Anyway, I think it's time we start building a massive wall. To keep the zombies out mostly. But also to keep our voluntary workers in. So we'll just whack that in. Give it a great big door. There we go. We can get to work on that. Oh, if Harry sees this, make a JoJo reference. Oh, that's an interesting choice. Bethany Harris, I'm surprised it's been this calm so far. I know, we've got Randy Random, so... One mad squirrel incident? I'd say we're doing really well at the moment. I mean, we need that geothermal vent up soon, but other than that, things are going great. Maybe, actually, we should put Statman on researching. I'm wondering if that's what we do. Yeah, just like... slow down all of 100 Statman's other ideas, but make sure he's now researching. Oh, I was going to say, yeah, we can do that, but he's too busy getting high on drugs. Oh, Anonymous has become a sponsor for the sole reason that their name was too risky for Streamlabs to read out. Thank you. Oh, Harry, yeah, of course, you're editing and watching at the same time. Yeah, so he's busy editing a special Hearthstone video because for some reason Blizzard thought it would be a smart idea to sponsor me. So thank you. That's my first ever sponsored video, so I'm happy. And hopefully when they receive the finished product, they're going to hope it wasn't a waste of money. Although honestly, I had fun, so I don't really mind. God, I love... Oh wait, 12 zombies. Where are they? 13 zombies. Ooh, where are they spawning? Up here, is it? Looks like there are a few up here. What do we got? We've got a... Is that a zombie wearing a pretty dapper hat over there? Oh, he looks pretty fun. And there's another one up there. Okay, they're mostly just wandering around on the edge of the map at the moment. Oh, yeah, they're just coming out the ground. Yeah, they don't seem too unfriendly. Oh, God, there's quite a few down there. Maybe we should try and... We probably should try and, I don't know, pick a few off before they get a bit too excessive. So... Maybe once Nightkin has stopped binging drugs, we can take him for a stroll and do it. The power of tea will keep the zombies back. That's what I'm hoping. Literally just noticed this is a live stream. Just thought it was a very badly edited video. Yeah. Was the live chat not a bit of a giveaway? I mean, actually, I suppose they have YouTube Premiere now. God, YouTube Premiere, what a thing. YouTube Premiere was like an idea that they had, which wasn't terrible. I can see why they had the idea. But the fact that you physically couldn't customize anything about it was a bad idea. Oh, zombie attack. Here we go. A group of zombies appear. And it looks like... Oh, God, that's a... We're now at 94 zombies? Okay. This is going places. This is going many places. Oh, God. Hey, Spiff, Dylan and Jake would like to say hello. Hello, Garrod. Hello to Dylan and Jake. Hope they're having a fun time. Jesus, good lord. Apparently, the man, the myth, the legend, Hypnobear donates 1,000 rub. Rub is my favourite currency. It's all about rub. Thank you very much for your generous donation there. Oh, I'm glad I made it through the copyright disaster. Is there a way to name some colonists after me? You know what? I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can name a colonist after you. What I'm going to do, I'm going to place down a wooden spike trap there. Please, can someone do that? Nightkin, I just need you to get off the bloody... Just stop being high on drugs, and I can use you to fight the slowly creeping forward zombie horde. Right, you know what? Actually, Hypnobear, I think I have a way of getting you in. Spawn pawn. Spawn... I need a friendly, basically. Bam, colonist. Okay, we'll spawn a random colonist. There we go. A new colonist joins. It's completely random, so I have no idea. I have no way of controlling them, but congratulations, Hypnobear, you're in the game. And to be fair, we could use another hand right now, because, yeah, there's a zombie horde approaching, and our best fighter... Oh, you know, it would be good if we could use a hand, but you physically can't use a gun! Thank you! Thank you, Hypnobear! You'll make a fine addition to this colony. Oh, in our time of need, we were given a doctor who's good at intellectual. Oh, God. Right, Hypnobear. You can do some research, that's fine. Oh, God. Have I ever thought about breaking their billions? Oh, yes, I do quite like their billions. Probably worth breaking at one point. Bam, Hypnobear. Thank you for starting to work on that little trap. Oh, God, there are some zombies coming. Oh, God. Hypnobear, can you finish off that construction, please? How good's your construction skill? It's not the best. Do it quickly, do it quickly, do it quickly. I don't know if you can do it fast enough, Hypnobear. Bam, you did it. You botched the bloody construction. Cargo pods, where are they? What is it? It's just a ton of silver, and it's over near a ton of zombies. What is going on over here? The zombies just standing around the limestone? Good. Their pathing is broken. Yes. Right. Nightkin, are you back up and... Are you alive? Are you not... Yes. He's no longer high on drugs. And he has eaten the entire drug supply, so I'm hoping this means he can no longer get high on drugs and just ruin everything. Right, Nightkin, as soon as you finish sleeping, I'd like you to come out here and try and fight some of them. Oh! The biggest decision has arrived! What do we name the colony? And also the faction. So we need a name for the faction and a name for the colony. So we typically go for something along the lines of the East India Trading Company. So the choice is up to everyone. I mean, like the East India Zombie Survival Force might be a good idea. Whew. Why is this a thing and where is this? The spliffing tea is on its way. It's growing. The community. Okay, the community is a good idea. Right, bam. The community is a great name for the faction. And this particular colony, Zombieland, I mean, whew, it is pretty close to it. East Mars Zombie Force, Eastern London. Oh, I've got an idea. That gives me an idea. I'm just going to call it Skegness. The greatest settlement known to man. So the community, valiant defenders of Skegness. Alright, Nightkin. Surely you've had enough sleep by now. How have you only had half... I don't care. Right, Nightkin, you're going to have to defend the person building the single spike trap. Right, Nightkin, come out here. Oh god, Sixum, run. Okay, the zombies have activated. Nightkin, I'm going to need you to be ready. The thing is, I don't actually know how powerful the zombies are. So, this is when we discover. And also, I'm pretty sure we're going to need to give Judge Death a gun. Oh god, they're just standing. They're standing. Oh god, it's spooky. Alright, just equip that. I feel like we're going to need to dismantle part of the wall so that we can actually fight them. So Sixum, come and dismantle this. And then we can hopefully go out there and fight them. Oh god. They're pretty special. Right. It's going to be up to you two to try and fight them. Okay, now here they come. Minty, don't open that door, Minty! For goodness sake, don't open that door.
Az egyik lehet egy overmind.
No open fight. That was a headshot there. Minty! Minty, you're being good bait. Okay, that actually took an alarming amount to kill them. Have I exploited the game accidentally? Not as far as I'm aware. Everyone step out for a bit. Okay, run. Back inside, back inside. We've aggroed one. And now open fire. Good stuff, that's one down. Sixum, do not open that door! Sixum!
Mi? Predator. Base leader. Az az overmind.
Oh, Sixum, okay.
De miért már
There's a
foglaltam?
50-50 chance your head has been infected by a zombie. There is a chance it is fine and nothing is wrong, in which case you will survive. Alternatively, you are dead. And, okay, so normally if a bite is infected, it gives us 4 days to do an operation to remove the limb. This was, you got bitten on the head, and we can't amputate your head off. Exactly, well, I suppose we could, it's not a good idea. Right, so lie down in a bed. God, I hope we don't lose you, because you were the only other good shot. Oh, right, anyway, that was a good fight. Actually, we're still doing a bit of shooting. Yes, we are. Okay, that's another zombie down. You know what, they did a good job. I think we've mostly pinned them down. Is that a crawler? Oh, there we go. Zombie's dead. Zombies defeated for the time being. Well done. Well done, everyone. Right, we can put in another door there. This gives us multiple exits. There you go. Put everyone off of that. Okay, now someone go save Sixum. Who's doing it? Is no one assigned to being a doctor? Oh, Sixum was the doctor as well. Of course he was. Fine, Hypno Bear, congratulations, our brand new colonist. Sixum, implying you're brain dead would require you having a brain. No, I'm joking. You do have a brain. You did a good job. It's such a shame that you did wander out and just got killed. And a heat wave. Oh god, everyone's going to get heat stroke. Okay, so to fix this, we need to add in a cooler here, and then a vent here, here, and here. And we also need to hook it up to the power grid. All hail the Queen and Yorkshire tea, of course. All hail them indeed. Oh, but of course, we can't actually cool anything because there's not enough wind. Bugger. Okay, I think we're going to have to resort to passive coolers for the time being. So, everyone have a passive cooler in their bedroom. That'll be fine. Right, have we healed Sixum? Yes, we have. Right. You got bitten. Hopefully you'll be fine. Hopefully. I'm passively cool. Oh, I like that Ahaz. Oh, that's good. You know what, actually, can we rename that? Ahaz, and then we'll add passively cool. Bam. Ahaz Jones, passively cool. You have the title passively cool. Oh my god, you can actually add titles? I didn't realise that was a feature. That's brilliant. Fantastic. Do we just have a random rat? Cool, okay. Random rat. We have a rat friend. Nice. And how's the research going? Nightkin is actually researching at a good speed. God, I just want to finish this immediately. Sixum is apparently not happy with the fact that we've teared up all of the walls in order to build a cooler. But trust me, it's either that or you die. So I think it's a good idea. Don't be Spycrab, can I be the rat? Fine, we'll try and tame the rat. Just because you asked. Who's our tamer? Pretty sure it's the handler.
Az alapjátékban, ha vérezve indultál vissza a főbázisra, akkor volt, hogy elvérzetülted.
Just have Minty be our tamer. Okay, Minty, I don't know, just like grab a raspberry or something and try and tame him. Can the rat get a hat? Oh, I'd love that. Is he a zombie? Honestly, only time will tell if Sixum becomes a zombie. Oh, actually, I want him to drop his gun. Oh, can I get him to drop it? Gear, drop gun. There you go, dropped his gun. Now rest until healed. Good, because I didn't want him turning into a zombie whilst having the gun in his hand. That would have just been a recipe for disaster. There's 94 zombies on this map. Luckily, they're all standing around here not doing much. 4. Yeah, I think hopefully we're just going to get a ton of like turrets set up out here. When we get some geothermal power sorted, we can just have some turrets, and whenever zombies come, they should be able to just mow them down. I'm quite surprised that the zombies, they don't really care about the insects, and the insects don't really care about the zombies. That's good. Oh, and we can force the insects to reproduce. Oh, that's a great idea. That's a terrible idea. Oh, Education Studios. This is going to be my last donation for now, but I have some tea. Oh no, Elocutation Studios. God, that name. Thank you very much. Thank you for the tea emojis. Very kind of you. Lovely sausage. Sixum the head amputee. Yes, well, that is where we're going to have to be headed if he doesn't sort out this bite wound. And we don't have too long. I think we have about 6 hours. Whatever. Yeah, we'll just have to keep an eye on it, hopefully you should. If you're not, I'm sorry, but you're just going to have to die. God, it's 46 degrees outside. I think some passive coolers aren't quite going to cut it. I think we might need a bit more than just one passive cooler in here. Or is it temperature? Wooden passive cooler. We can just passive cool everything. Insects versus zombies. I'd love that, but sadly not. It would kind of solve our problem. Or maybe make more problems. I'm not sure. Oh, Ahaz, what are you doing? You're cleaning the blood up. Oh, that's very nice of you, Ahaz, but there are some kind of more pressing matters to worry about. Who's set to plant? Oh, growing. We only have 2 people set to growing. Maybe we could put some more on growing. Just kind of like if you're doing nothing, you should probably be planting crops. Maybe to cool them off, they just need some iced tea. Well, iced tea is good and all, but what about nice, cool, refreshing, normal tea? Yeah. Ever think about that? How long is our tea from growing? It's at 33% grown. Got a while yet. I think tea grows about the same speed as rice, which isn't too bad. God, Sixum, come on, just don't die. You're honestly not a bad character. I'd much rather prefer you to have you alive. I mean, you're the casket builder, for goodness sake. How are we going to have graves? Honestly, we should probably make you dig your own grave before you die, otherwise we're going to have some issues. Oh. Yazamachi donates 5 Canadian dollarunos. Oh. Oh, thank you very much, Yazamachi. Thank you very much for your generous donation. Thank you. I'm glad that I gave you some happiness in a tough time. Right, the rat is designated to being tamed. Minty, can I force you tame? Animal has been interacted to recently. Wait, did you seriously fail to tame the rat? Fine. Fine, you failed to tame the rat. Right, Kin, how are you doing in your room? What is your room like? 0.7, not bad at all. Not bad. And what even is your bed like? Is it a good bed? It's an excellent quality bed. Wow, does everyone have excellent beds? No. Sixum has a good bed. No masterworks though, just a lot of excellent beds. Oh, you know what? We should probably also have a cooking table, shouldn't we? That feels like a good investment. And I want you to temperature. There we go. And you are connected up to the same power grid, right? Yeah, there is a power line. Oh no, it's technically... Is it? No, it was missing one cable. Of course it was. And I'd like a butcher table. Fueled stove or electric stove? We don't really have the best electricity at the moment, but it is an investment for the future. So we'll take that. Steel slag chunk. Oh, that's rude. Coffee heresy, get some green tea instead. Well, I mean, this mod technically does let us grow coffee. I just have no intention of doing such a thing. In fact, it might be in the vegetable garden research. Is it? No, I don't think it is. Wow, what can we grow? Eventually we can unlock apples, bananas, oranges, and peaches, or even ambrosia or wild biome plants. That's crazy stuff. But no, for the time being, just tea. Just tea. The pure tea.